Lori, is that you?
What?
I hear it going. Lori, is that you?
What? Oh,
I
hang
hear
on.
I hear it going.
Okay.
Shouldn't you know what to do by now?
No, you're giving me credit for
Well,
having brains. It's the other side of the family that has all the brains.
okay, got it. Well, hello everyone. Let's see who's in here. Fish Kid, hello. Rough Ivy Rose, nice to meet you. Hello, William, Pride Moore's Fish and More. Ian, hello. Justin Powers, hello. Jimmy P, hope you're doing well. Sandy Farrell, hope you're doing well. Hey Skipper, Chewy, RB, Darlene, My Fish Tank, Xanadu, T-Bones, Chewy, Dennis, hello.
Marie.
Vinovsky, Jennifer, hello. John, My Fish Tanks, hello. GRB,
The bunny
Mary
viper.
Elliott, nice to see you in here. Shane, Crowntail Half Moon, Bunny Viper. Let's see, Matt, hello. Hope you all are doing well. So, sorry for the noise in the background, but we have Lori and Casey, and I think in the background um, are all of her birds. Hey, Geek Boy. Oh, and Brandy. I think Brandy is also back there. But yeah. So, hello, Steph. Hope you are well. I knew you didn't and confuse everyone.
No bunny
Yeah,
they.
I will say that seems to happen a lot. Wait, what tank? Did you get the tank inside?
No, they flaked on me. They're supposed to come tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so anyway, this is probably more exciting for me than it is for Kevin because this is my wonderful niece. And
Hey. I have been just as excited as you. If I remember correctly, I was the one that asked them to come on.
well, yeah,
I
yeah.
could be
So,
wrong.
so anyway,
Well, I'm happy to see both of you.
I haven't seen except on Facebook and stuff Casey for like 20 years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, but
Has it
now
been
that
that
she's
long? Hey,
back,
Deborah.
she was living. Yeah, she was living in Hawaii, and she's now back in the main on mainland in Missouri. And I have friends in between me and her that I can spend the night at. I think in the summer I'm going to go visit, and I'm really
Awesome.
excited because Casey and Brandy are absolutely wonderful kids. And I'm not saying that because they're my nieces. They're just bright, intelligent, and I love looking at Casey's birds. And we
Well,
know it's
thank
not
you.
fish, but she has beautiful birds. So
Thank
now I'll be quiet. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no. I was hoping to do it last week and I was really excited, but unfortunately I think it didn't work. So then you're like, "Can we do it this week?" And I'm like, "Of course we can." And I've been waiting for you to come on because you hadn't gotten your birds yet. So I guess first off, can you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, so I run Rainbow Wave Aviaries. I breed birds and I hand feed for other breeders who don't do their own hand feeding. So I usually have a lot of
Oh,
cute babies that I'm raising to sell. Um, I raise anything from little parrotlets up to macaws.
and how did you get into doing birds?
I've been a huge animal lover my whole life, and I got into birds when my family opened a pet store, and I had a friend who raised cockatiels, and she got me into hand feeding and basically showed me the love she had for the birds, and I quickly became obsessed.
Wow, okay. That's cool. Yeah, no, I when I came there and you showed what were they? I think you showed two different ones. They were the 1 year olds and then the younger one. Oh my gosh, they were
I
so
think you
cute.
were looking at the little Asiatics, like the Indian ringnecks and the
Yeah,
Derbians.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was it was yes, it was. But I forget. They were really small still. You showed
Yeah,
us
they
two.
were little
You showed me
babies.
two different ones. I think one of them was yeah. Anyways, they were so cute. I think I did that video on. I did that video on them that I had Lori edit. But I really enjoyed seeing all of the birds you had.
Lots of cute
That
babies.
was awesome. So what kinds do you have?
As far as babies that I have right now, I have a lot of baby Conyers. So I have sun Conyers, I have red factor sun Conyers, I have green cheek Conyers in several colors. I have baby parrotlets, and then
Oh
I'll have a
my!
lot more babies in the spring too. I raise a lot more types than that.
Hey Scott. Well, I know. I think when I came there, you were starting to wind down um, on all the types of birds you had. Hi, John Larson. Hello, Skull Aquatics. I think because you just moved there, right? I think
We were just
Brandy
getting
moved
ready
first, and
to
then you
move when
just
you
moved,
came to
right?
visit. Yeah. So when you came
Yeah.
to
So
visit,
I
I
know
was
you
just
didn't.
having the last of the babies.
So I know you didn't have quite as many as you usually do, but they were so cute.
They
So,
are
how do
adorable.
you like the weather?
Oh, it's an adjustment. I'm freezing all the time. I haven't been warm in like 8 weeks. But I'll
So
get
when did
used to
you?
it. It's very pretty here. It just takes some getting used to the cold weather. It was down to 20 overnight last night, so that's new for me.
Well, hello to you too. Ian, one of our friends, Ian, would like to know how big your aviary is.
I have a aviary building that's about 800 square feet. I have like 20 cages in it right now, and I'm expanding the number of cages. And then I have a baby room too. Well, I'm in the baby room right now, and I have a lot of babies in here. This is where I keep the
Oh,
babies that are still hand feeding.
so when did you end up moving?
In the very end of October. So I've been here about 2 months now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because I know, yeah. Because I think I saw you in what was it? Oh, geez, that was like June. I think it was
Probably
during the
we had
summer.
just sold the store, and we were finishing up with
Yeah.
the store and selling our house.
So I know you. I was so happy that I actually got to see you there. I'm like, yes, at least she's there.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to make it by.
It was a little bit of a ways out, but I think we all really enjoyed seeing the birds that you had.
Glad you were able to come.
Hello, Carol.
Well, when he was going to Oahu, I said, "Oh, you have to stop by my niece's. Got to stop by the pet store." And I was like, "Of course, Kevin's an animal
Thank you,
lover
Ian.
too." And it
Yeah.
was pet store. You know a pet store out there? And I was like, "Oh yeah, never been there, but."
Oh, John Larson.
And it really does make
Uh,
me very happy that you've moved to the States because I can't. I was sorry I missed Thanksgiving with you guys, but
Yeah.
I'll plan on a trip out there because I really do want to see all you. I miss your mom, and I want to see the birds.
Well, we will look forward to seeing you before too long, hopefully.
So,
Yes,
what is your
oh my gosh.
favorite kind of bird to raise?
I have a lot of favorites, honestly. The macaws are always fun. I love the Conyers. I raise more Conyers than anything else, but I do a lot of the bigger birds too, and they're all fun. The babies are all so cute. It's hard to have a favorite. Whichever one I'm feeding or holding right then is my favorite.
Good answer. I like that.
Sort of like us. Which fish do you like the best? Well, if I had to only choose one, um, uh, uh,
Cichlids? Cichlids?
Except when they're all so cute.
yeah. Well, cichlids as a group, conures as a group.
Yeah,
Although let's see, what would Aunt Chubb have been to you? Like a great aunt.
yeah.
Yeah, she had a bird that she used to travel with all the time.
Hmm, that's cool.
Cool.
Well, your uncle and I and Aunt Chubb went camping for a week, and we parked on the river, and it's free camping. And poor Jerry was packing up everything to go, and the bird flew up. And I remember Aunt Chubb leaning back and looking up, and we were underneath an apple tree. And she said, "Wait a minute, we're not going anywhere. There's all these free apples." So we spent the rest of the day picking and a little bit in the next morning, and then
Hey, Missy.
went and processed a million apples. So we had apple cookies and apple cake, and it was really fun.
Yeah, can't beat that.
So, what's him's vocabulary?
Well, she's just a baby. This is Mahina, so she's only about 7 months old right now. So she's learning to talk. She says hi, hello, and I love you. But
Aw.
she's probably going to talk a lot more as she gets older. She's only been weaned for probably 2 or 2.5 months.
I really enjoyed seeing them when oh
Go
my
ahead,
gosh, they were
Brown
so
Tail.
cute. Oh, I was like, I want to bring one home.
Yeah,
So
they're
I'm
super cute.
curious how when because you lived in Hawaii for quite a bit, right?
My whole
Wasn't it?
life.
Yeah. Okay, so it was your whole life. So
Yeah.
how was it importing and exporting them from
Sending birds
Hawaii?
from Hawaii is nothing. It's the same as sending from point A to point B on the mainland, but bringing
Okay.
birds into Hawaii is a lot more difficult. You have to have more permitting, and they do have to be boarded and quarantined in a mosquito-proof environment, typically at a vet clinic, for I
Oh
believe
wow.
7 days before bringing them in. So it can be done, but it's a little more
Go ahead, buddy.
consuming.
And you said 7 days?
7 days, yeah. So typically, like for
Okay, so
instance,
one
if I
week.
wanted to send a bird to Hawaii, I would need to have it boarded at a vet that did mosquito-proof environment boarding for a week before sending it.
Oh, okay. Because I think when I went there, when we came there, I had Fender with me, and I had just gotten him. I think it was April because I had just gotten him, and if I remember correctly, when we came, it was interesting because we saw all of these. I forget what they were, but they were all in boxes. I forget what they were, but I think they had to be quarantined at the airport still when they came in because I think there were cats, dogs, and then I forget what else, but there were a few other animals that were all being quarantined there. But you said it has to be a vet.
Well, it's different for cats and dogs and other animals.
Okay.
Cats and dogs, the quarantine is a lot longer, and it would typically be once they arrive in Hawaii because of the rabies. There's no rabies in Hawaii, so
Okay.
a little different with birds. With birds, the concern is more West Nile.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just wasn't. I forget what they were. Now I'm blanking, but I saw. But I was surprised. I'm like, wow. There were. It took. There was quite a line when we came
Yeah.
in. Oh my gosh! But yeah, no, those birds are amazing. Which actually, um, so how long do you feed? Because I know you have to hand feed them, and you were telling us all, um, you were telling us how you do it, but how you have to feed them in the very beginning, and you have to hand feed them, right? Hey,
Yep. So the
Petzotics.
babies are all on formula at the beginning, and they wean at different paces. It just kind of depends on the maturity of the individual bird, how long it takes. But Conyers might wean out, like green cheek Conyers may wean in only 8 or 10 weeks. Macaws like Mahina are typically going to be more like 4 months, sometimes up to 6 months before they're ready to eat on their own.
And you feed them how often?
It depends on the age and size of the baby. So when I first start hand feeding them, they're usually on like 5 feedings a day, sometimes more. And then you gradually decrease the number of feedings as they get older and start checking out hard foods, and eventually they'll convert completely to solid foods.
Okay. And about how long does that usually take? I know it's different for each bird, but
It just depends on the bird. So Mahina, I believe, took about 4 months, and then some of the smaller birds can take anywhere from 8 weeks, and some may take 12 weeks. It just really depends on the species and the
okay.
maturity of the individual. I let all the babies wean at their own pace, so I offer them lots of different foods. I usually wean them on to, I do a lot of fresh foods. So I do chop, which is a combination of several different types of fruits and vegetables, usually cooked quinoa or brown rice, and pastas and things like that. And then I use high quality pellets like the Supreme pellets I use for the babies to wean on too, as well as natural food mixes. So I use like the Golden Feast has a lot of dried fruits and veggies, some seeds, grains, bee pollen, a lot of different stuff. So they have a lot of choices, and eventually they'll start checking it out and they'll require less formula.
So
So
Casey, you have
I
what's
believe you
best?
have. I know
Um,
you have an Instagram and a Facebook
yeah.
I put those two down below in the description. Do you have any other? You don't have a website, do you?
I don't have a website as of now, though.
Okay.
And
But
no
the easiest sorry, go on, Lori.
YouTube. It's time to get busy, Casey. Got to get on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I do need to try to do YouTube. I haven't done that yet, but I'll give it a shot one of these days.
30-second shorts of baby birds.
Probably get a lot of attention. They're pretty cute.
Mary Page, if you could post it in chat, that would be appreciated. It's in the description, I believe. I believe it's in the description, but if you could get her Facebook link, I'd appreciate it. But all right, so how old are they when you actually sell them? Because I know you were saying that you had decent lists.
Yeah, as far as the age when I sell them, I take deposits on the babies typically while they're still hand feeding. So that way people can reserve the baby of their choice. And then I send photo updates so they can watch their baby grow as I hand feed it. And then once the baby weans completely and is eating all on its own, then I wait another week and then their baby can go home with them.
Oh wow, that's quick.
Well, it would be a week after they wean, so I have them a lot longer than that.
Yeah, of course, but
Yeah.
after they've weaned, that's quick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But that way you get a baby bird that you can train and is
Yeah,
already friendly.
yeah, you can bond with them and everything. And my babies get tons of attention and love, so they're super sweet and ready to go home and bond with their new family.
Well, I know, yeah. Oh my God. And so if you wanted to get in contact, it would be, hey, Priscilla, it would be through your website, right? Are
Right
you
now it'd be
Facebook?
either through Facebook or else email or just call or text me.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh, they are so cute.
I have lots of babies too. When you're ready to see some babies, just let me know and I
Ooh,
can bring
yes,
some babies
please.
out.
If possible, I think
Yeah, of
that would be
course.
awesome. Uh,
Brandy
let
will get some
me.
babies over here for us.
And this is my other most awesome
Awesome.
niece, Brandy, who, by the way, is a wonderful singer.
She is.
Oh. Okay, Skull is
Skull.
asking, what is the best bird to start with?
Honestly, I think that whatever bird you feel is going to suit you best in the long run is the best one to start with. I don't necessarily believe in starter birds because of the fact that birds live very long lives. So even if you get like a little parakeet, you're going to have it for 15 or 20
Oh my
years. So
gosh.
you need to do research and talk to me, talk to other people who have experience with birds, and see what suits your lifestyle long term, and then start with what you feel like you're going to be comfortable with for the long haul. And this is a baby sun conure. So this baby,
I want one, Bunny Viper.
this baby is on 3 feedings a day right now. He just had his dinner, so he's all full and content. This
Oh my.
baby will, as he gets older, he'll have yellow all down his back. So his green on his wings will turn to yellow. He'll keep his pretty blue flight feathers. These are really sweet babies. And then
Oh my
Brandy's got
god.
another baby conure here. So this one I'm holding is a sun conure. The one she's holding is a little pineapple green cheek conure.
Oh my
So the green
gosh.
cheek will be a little smaller than the sun conure full grown. And these guys, conures are known as the clowns of the parrot world. So they're small, but they have huge personalities. They typically are very cuddly, and while each bird has its own personality, generally conures are going to be rambunctious and silly. They love to play and want to be the center of attention and be involved in everything going on.
How long is their lifespan usually?
Conyers can live anywhere from 15 to 25 years, sometimes even more if you're lucky. One of
They
our
are so
previous customers
cute.
had a sun conure who was, I believe, almost 30 years old when we were babysitting him a couple years ago.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
And you breed mostly conures, right?
I breed more conures than anything else, but I raise all kinds of babies because I raise babies for other breeders who don't do their own hand feeding as well. So I get a really
Oh
good
wow.
variety of babies that way.
That's awesome. They are so cute.
And I have other colors of green cheeks right now too. Brandy can probably grab another green cheek or two for us, and you can see some of the different colors. I also have a um, I also have a red factor sun conure that Brandy might be able to grab for us in a couple minutes too, and you can see the differences between the yellow and the red.
Oh my gosh, they are so cute.
So this one, I'll let Brandy take this sun conure for me, and then this is another color of green cheek conure. So this one's like the pineapple, but it's a yellow-sided green cheek. This one's about a week older than the first one I was holding, so you can see the difference in maturity in his feathering and everything. And this one will be probably starting to check out food in the next few days. They change really fast, so he's on formula right now, but he's just about ready to start tasting big birdie food.
Oh wow.
Is there one particular baby bird food? Like, with people, you don't start with like meat, you start with like oatmeal type things and, cereals.
With birds, it's not so much like that. The main thing is just introducing them to what you want them eating long term. So you don't want to keep them on a diet of strictly seeds. So you don't want to wean babies onto just seeds, or else they're not going to want fruits and veggies and stuff as easily later. So with my babies, as soon as they're old enough to go into a cage, which for this guy will probably be in a few days or maybe even a couple days, I'll offer everything my adult birds get. So lots of fruits and veggies, some feed, a lot of pellets, and then he'll start picking at stuff and hopefully start liking everything that way and have a really well-rounded diet.
You should have raised Kevin. He hates his vegetables.
Zip it, Lori.
Zip it.
Okay, so Bunny Viper is asking if Conyers are the ones that love to hop.
If what?
They love to hop. If they're the ones that love to hop.
Oh, you're probably talking about like kikes. Those ones, I'm not sure on the lifespan on kikes. Those ones we didn't have in Hawaii, so I'm not as familiar with that type of bird. I think they're adorable, but I don't know as much about them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm assuming there are some birds you can't get in Hawaii.
Yeah, there's a lot of birds that are not legal there that are here, so I'm kind of having fun seeing all the new kinds of birds we didn't have, but I'm still learning about some of them
Ooh,
too. This baby's
that's awesome.
This is a red factor sun conure. So this one is the same type of bird as the first one I was holding, but it's going to be primarily red versus the yellow.
Wow, that's a beautiful
Oh
bird.
my gosh.
Yeah, I
They
love the
are
red
so
factors. They're
cute.
really nice.
It's a Christmas bird. It's red and green.
Yep.
It was so fun seeing them all seeing the tiny little birds in person. Oh, they're so cute.
Are super cute.
Hey, Army Aquatics.
So I know we talked about it before we were on stream. Um, what I know everything's gone up in price. So what are the Conyers running for these days? I mean, and I know it depends on male, female, and what type it is, because some are
Yeah, it
more.
depends on the type of conure. Typically, the starting range for like green cheeks at this point would be some probably 550 or around there, and then it would go up for some of the fancier colors, and then the sun conures are a little more than the green cheeks, but this depends on the color mutations more than anything.
Okay, and you said you had Conyers. What other birds do you have right now?
I also have a Quaker, and then I have some baby parrotlets. So
Oh,
I would love another Quaker.
he's super adorable. The Quaker, if you don't mind. Brandy, you can grab the Quaker for us to see, and I'll grab one of these little parrotlets too.
which ones did you get last week? I know you got some birds last week.
That was the baby Conyers.
Okay, it was
This guy's a little
okay.
parrotlet. Oh,
Oh,
he's going to say hi close up. Brandy, when you come in, the baby's on the floor.
Thank you guys for
There
doing
we go.
this.
Of course. Anyways, this is what the baby
I
parrotlets
was.
look like. So they're teeny, teeny, tiny babies, but super cute.
Oh my gosh,
Really baby.
they are
Hi,
cute.
baby.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, where are you going?
wow.
You don't want the parrot. You're jealous, aren't you? Put the little parrotlet in
Oh
because this
my
one wants to be
gosh.
the center of attention. But this is a Lutino Quaker, and
Oh
this
my
one's
god.
about a year
How?
old. It's super sweet.
Okay.
I'll go on his back and
Oh wow.
just lay there. Good baby. This one's very cuddly. This one will just go up under your chin or
Thanks,
inside your
Nat.
t-shirt and just lay there forever if you let him. He's really sweet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, I Oh my gosh. They are so cool.
Birds are a lot of fun. This guy loves attention. You're dancing.
And so you breed? Do you breed some yourself, or do you mainly just raise them?
I do both. I breed birds as well. My birds have not started breeding since I moved yet. It's kind of the off season right now where we're at too, but I need to get nest boxes up for my birds. They only got here shortly before I did, so I still need to get nest boxes up for them and hopefully have some babies in the spring.
Okay.
What are you doing, Mahina? Mahina's seeing what she can find on the bottom of her stand there. I think she wants to be the center of attention now. She's a little show off.
And so, is there anything that you need to do to get them to breed, like when you condition them, or
The
do
biggest
you?
thing is just making sure they have a healthy diet, and then making sure their habitat is correct to set them up for breeding. So they need to have a big cage and stimulation. So toys and space to move around, a variety of perches aside from just the normal dowel perches. I use natural branch perches, and then I also use calcium perches like this so that they can have enough calcium and have different shapes and textures of perches. And then just lots of high quality food and pellets and stuff to make sure they have all the vitamins and nutrition they need to be in the best shape possible to breed.
Okay. Oh my gosh, they are so cool.
Mahina's enjoying her toy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring Mahina a little closer up so you guys can see her better. She's obviously wanting to be the star right now.
Oh
Come here,
my
honey.
god! Wow.
She's a baby, so she's a little
Precious.
spazzy sometimes, but she's very, very cuddly.
And how old is she?
She's 7 months old,
She's
and she's
7
a
months.
harlequin macaw, so she's a hybrid macaw, a cross between a green wing and a blue and gold. And she's a
Oh my
cuddly
gosh.
baby. She'll just lay on you like a baby.
Oh.
She's a
My
very
Oh
turn
good
my.
for
girl. She wants all the love. She's just learning to open in shell nuts, so she's been eating hard food for 2 or 3 months now, but she's just starting to be able to open almonds and pecans. As she gets older, she'll be able to open even macadamia nuts, but she's still a baby right
Oh
now, so
wow.
she's getting there. And she's a really good girl. Her color under her wings is beautiful. She has all the colors from both types of macaws.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, she is. I was so distracted seeing her in the background.
Yeah, she was wanting the attention too. She's a little ham.
Yes,
Bunny
I
Viper
see
has a
that.
good point. What types of food are toxic?
There's a few things that are toxic to birds. So one of the biggest things with birds is avocado. Avocado is toxic.
Ah, yes.
And of course the usual stuff like chocolate, alcohol. They can't have onions or garlic or eggplant or rhubarb.
Sounds
Um,
like my dog.
Other than that, there's other things you have to think about with birds too, aside from toxic foods. They're super sensitive when it comes to their respiratory system, so you have to be really careful what they're exposed to as far as things in the air. So you can't smoke or vape around them. Teflon is toxic to them, so you can't use Teflon pans. You also can't use candles or air fresheners or anything like that in your house with birds. And straightening irons and curling irons, some of those also have Teflon and other toxic things that they can't be exposed to. Okay,
And I think
kissy.
they were. they were asking earlier, but do you breed or do you have parakeets, or is it
I don't breed budgie type parakeets. There's a lot of kinds of parakeets. Probably
okay?
most of the time, what you think of when you're just saying parakeet is budgies. So those I don't have. I do raise other types of bigger parakeets like plumheads and Indian ringnecks, mustache and Derbian
Okay,
parakeets.
okay, got it. But you don't have the smaller. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
they really can.
looks so happy.
She's pretty comfy right now, I think.
Mary Page says, "I got bit by a macaw when I was working at the vet clinic. They
No,
definitely can. They definitely can do some damage with those beaks.
they definitely can. That's why you want to make
They're
sure,
incredible.
for one thing, getting a bird that's raised with a lot of
Sorry,
interaction
Priscilla.
and getting one that's very human oriented and sweet and affectionate like she is, but
Oh, I'm
also
sorry, Priscilla.
realizing that any bird is strong and can do damage. So you also want to make sure you don't encourage them to bite or anything like that. But I imagine too, if it was at the vet, that might have been part of the situation.
A little bit stressed.
Yeah. But even a sweet bird will bite you occasionally. They're birds.
Yes. They.
So,
Oh my gosh.
how do you discipline a bird?
With birds, I don't really discipline so much as rewarding positive behavior. So positive reinforcement is huge with birds. With babies, they're not going to really understand punishment anyways. So typically, like with her, if she's mouthier than I want her to be, I'll just ignore her. If they're nipping you or something like that, not reacting is the best way to go, because any kind of reaction can be rewarding and make it into a game for them. So whether the reaction is positive or you just squealing or saying ow, it's reinforcing the behavior because it's excitement. So ignoring them and then trying to distract before it happens. So if you get to know your bird and you see that they're going to be nipping or getting overexcited, try to distract with a toy or put them down before it happens and reward the positive instead of punishing the negative.
Do you you don't have any lovebirds, right? I
I
think
don't raise
Bunny
lovebirds. I
Viper.
do have a pet lovebird, but I don't breed them or raise them.
Okay. I think Ricky was RB was asking. Okay, and now here my two dogs come. Um, have you had cockatoos or cockatiels or cockatiels?
I have. I used to raise cockatiels. I don't anymore. Cockatoos I don't get very often, but I do get babies sometimes that I hand raise. So I've raised some Goffins cockatoos and citrons, and then I hope to have rose-breasted cockatoos or gala cockatoos in the spring this coming year.
So then you mentioned that you can't get some birds um, in Hawaii now that you're on the mainland. Are there any birds that you are planning on keeping and breeding or having?
I'm at this point. I'm kind of deciding what I want to expand on. I do plan on expanding on my breeding pairs, but I haven't really decided what I'll be expanding on. One thing that I would love to get one day would be golden Conyers. And then some of the babies I have now even are ones that I wouldn't have been able to have in Hawaii, like the Parrotlets and the Quaker also are not legal in Hawaii either. So I already have a
Oh,
few that are new.
There,
so were the Conyers the only one? The Conyers and the macaws the ones that you mainly bred in Hawaii then?
I've raised a lot of others too. So I've raised macaws, African greys, a lot of types of Conyers, a lot of types of Asiatics, which would include plumheads, Indian
Okay.
ringnecks, Europeans. I've also
The
raised
Indian
aquarium
ringnecks were so cute.
Amazons. Yeah, the ringnecks are adorable. I should have a few ringnecks coming up, hopefully, in the next few months.
Oh, awesome. That's cool. Yeah, no, they are really awesome. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
She's enjoying
Right.
getting scratched.
I guess either Lori's mom called her or she died because I don't know where she is. But wow, those are amazing.
I did not die.
Oh,
That's
okay,
good.
good.
You always
Well,
accuse me of that.
you've been very silent over there. I wasn't sure where the heck you went.
I was speaking
I
in the
thought
chat a little.
I thought maybe your mom called and you ditched us.
No, I would have told you.
Um.
So
Let's
Crowntail
see.
Half Moon would
Oh,
like to
cool.
know what she says. Casey, you and your birds are beautiful. Do you need to be registered to breed? And can anyone train to do it, or do you need specific training?
Well, first, thank you for the compliment. And second, you don't have to be registered, at least not in Missouri or in Hawaii, to breed. You'd probably have to look into the restrictions for different states. As far as training, hand feeding is something you would definitely want to be taught under somebody who has a lot of experience. Breeding, as far as breeding the adult birds goes, you don't necessarily have to have experience. You would need to talk to someone about how to set up your pairs and everything. But the hand feeding can be really touchy, and it's easy to aspirate babies if you don't know how to feed them. So if you're looking to do hand feeding, I would definitely find an experienced breeder that can mentor you and help train you until you're completely comfortable with it.
Oh, that is a good long cat life. I
Oh
love
my
how she's just
gosh.
like, oh, scratch me here. Okay,
Yeah,
now
she's pretty
over
comfy right
here.
now, I think.
Yeah.
I'm the center of attention.
Yeah, she thinks it's all about her.
Yeah, I agree, Skipper. That really is a cool bird.
Yeah. I mean, oh
In
my gosh.
Austin, Texas, at Barton Springs, there used to be a large colony of loose Quakers.
Oh, wow.
And, a couple got out and they kept breeding and breeding. And now, well, when we lived in Texas, it was like, I just wanted to stay there and like figure out how to catch a couple of them.
Yeah, they're really pretty birds. Super sweet, too.
Yeah, they used to hide under Jerry's hair. And we'd
Oh,
go to the store and nobody would knew he had a bird because it was under his hair. It was
cute.
really cool.
Huh.
Adorable.
We
Wow.
actually have, and I'm surprised Danny's not here. He has a very well trained. Actually, I think the cat's
Oh
better
yeah.
trained than the parakeet because his cat will look but won't touch
Oh,
when the parakeet's flying around.
wow.
And I just think that cat's going to get that parakeet. Um, but
Hopefully not.
yeah, there's
Oh
all
my
kinds of
gosh.
everything wild in Florida.
Yeah. I
So
guess the climate's here for it.
do you have any younger ones that you're breeding or that that you have right now, or did
I
you
have some
sell most of those?
slightly younger Conyers. Brandy will grab one of the youngest babies for me. I'll put this little girl down for a few minutes, let her do some more damage to the toy.
She is cute. I know she was like, I want to be on I want to be on camera. I want to be
Yeah, she thinks
held.
it's all about her tonight. So this is another
Yes, I see that.
yellow-sided green cheek, but it's a little bit younger, so it's still
Oh
in
my gosh.
down mostly. It's getting some pinfo.
Wow. Oh, so
It's a red
cute.
tail. They change really fast, so just a few days ago, this one really wasn't showing any color.
Oh, still there. Oh my gosh. And when does the feathers actually start coloring up?
Their feathers start coming in at different rates depending on the type of bird, but with Conyers, by the time they're like probably 2 weeks old, they're getting a little bit of pin feathers in, and then at 3 or 4 weeks, you'll start really seeing color. So, this one Brandy has is probably, I would say, maybe 2 weeks older than the one I'm holding. So, there's a pretty big
Wow,
difference there. This one will look like that in just a couple weeks.
that's
Oh
amazing.
wow.
Yeah, they
Oh
change
my
very
gosh.
quickly.
Yeah. So is the most difficult stage usually in the very, very beginning, I'm assuming?
It's definitely more time consuming and they're a little touchier at that age, but it's not necessarily difficult either. It's just a matter of the constant feedings and everything, but it's not difficult once you know what you're doing.
Okay, Crown Tail Half Moon says, keep up the great work you're doing with birds. If the bird escapes, is there a way to track them or know it's your lost bird or preventatives for escaping?
As far as preventatives for escaping, I always advocate wing clipping. So I clip wings so that they can still flutter safely to the ground. For instance, if Mahina jumps from where she's at right now, she could safely go down and out a little bit, but she couldn't completely take off. However, especially with smaller birds, they can still fly if the wind catches them. So you always want to play with your bird indoors or have a harness and leash on them outside or have them in a carrier. As far as if the bird does get out, some birds can be microchipped. So some people choose to microchip the larger birds, but there is some risk associated with microchipping birds. So that's something you'd want to talk to your vet about. And then as far as like proof of ownership, some birds have leg bands, so you'd want to make sure you know the band number on your bird so that you can prove that it's yours. And if your bird isn't banded, then it's always good to have a lot of pictures of your bird. And if there's any distinguishing marks or even patterns on the beak or anything, just to show that it's your bird if someone were to find it. But
Wow.
definitely prevention is best for something like that. There's, a lot of birds who don't end up getting found once they get out, but there are certain times of the day that's better to look for them too. So if a bird gets out, typically being out looking at dawn and dusk is the best time of day. And then having
Oh.
food and water outside. Typically, I recommend having a small cage with doors open and food and water in it, so the bird will hopefully come back for food and you can close them in. And then if the bird has a mate, having the other bird outside in a carrier, a cage to help call the bird as well.
Okay, and Chewy has
How
a good comment. It's highly recommended that those get longer lived species for them. Know to get the family member that the bird gets passed on to. My godparents had two macaws, and
oh.
they didn't pass on, but they moved to Israel, and they gave them to a friend, and the friend ended up giving the both macaws back to the kids because the birds just didn't know them and were just weren't happy. And one of them started feather picking.
Birds bond really strongly to their owners, so they definitely can get stressed and pluck and things like that when they go to new homes. And yeah, because they live long, you definitely want to plan ahead of time for new owners when the time comes, and hopefully that will be someone who the bird's comfortable with. So if your family isn't comfortable keeping them or you don't have kids to leave them with, you would want to try to find someone that's willing to come spend some time with the birds, getting to know them before that happens.
So how early will you know their gender?
It depends on the type of bird. Some birds are
Like just
dimorphic,
ranch.
meaning that you can see differences in male and female, but a very lot of birds are not dimorphic, so you can't tell by looking. So you can do DNA sexing, which just requires a feather, small blood sample, and
Oh,
then
wow.
I send that off to a lab, and it takes about 2 weeks to find the gender results.
That is so cool. So for training, how do you train them usually? Just rewarding, food
Yeah,
rewards?
rewards go a long ways. So if you're are you talking about like training tricks or just taming them?
Well, in the very beginning.
As far as just taming them at the beginning, it's just a matter of spending a lot of time with them and giving them love. So hand feeding them and cuddling them and kissing them and giving them lots of attention is going to get them comfortable with people. And then you want to teach them to step up when they're about the age of the one Brandy was holding last, the one that's a couple weeks older than this one. You want to start teaching them to step up. So just having them step up to your finger, saying step up, and gently helping them to do it until they make the connection. And with
Okay.
tricks and stuff like that, then positive reinforcement, like a small treat, would definitely be the way to go. Just encourage them. Birds are very smart, so most of the time they'll catch on quickly if it's something that they're enjoying doing and getting rewarded for.
So then, because I know you said that they get attached to the owners. How is it when you sell them? How long does it usually take for
Because
them
the
to really
birds
get?
I sell are babies, generally they're going to warm right up to you.
Okay.
Once they bond to their family, they may be less, depending on the bird, they may be less likely to go to new people as easily. But with babies like this, they're ready to be handled by anybody and bond to their new families. They're just little babies that have just weaned when I send them
Yeah,
home.
Garden Zen. Oh my gosh. They are so cute. And so you said those are the youngest you have?
This is the youngest I have right now, yeah.
Okay. Wow. They were so cute when the other ones that you were hand feeding when we were in Hawaii.
Yeah.
They were so cute. Those were only a few weeks old, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they were pretty young still.
They were. I was like, wow, that was so awesome. Let's see. I don't know if they're. Oh, do you need to keep certain ratio of males and females?
Um, Breeding birds, you would keep them in pairs. As far as pet birds, not necessarily,
Really?
because generally you're going to have a separate cage for each bird, anyways,
Okay.
most of the time.
So how many do you guys have at the moment? I'm curious. I know you probably have a
Um,
bunch.
as far as babies or total,
Well, babies,
I have
I
39
guess.
of these baby Conyers that I'm hand feeding, and then I have a couple little parrotlets and that Quaker, and then I also have a lorikeet right now.
And you said you don't have any for breeding right now, right?
I have my breeding pairs. My breeding pairs are all in my aviary, so I have probably 15 pairs they're not set up for breeding right now, but I still have them.
Oh wow. Wow, that's awesome. They are so cute. So when so do you do, do you ever get breeding pairs or do you usually raise them up yourself when you get them?
Get breeding pairs to sell, you mean?
Yeah.
Or I don't typically sell breeding pairs now.
Okay.
Typically, it's going to be more babies, or if I have adults to sell, generally they'd be clean birds, not breeding pairs.
So GOB's asking when the best time to breed them is.
It depends on the type of bird. Most of the birds will breed more in the spring, but there are certain types that'll breed year round, like the sun
Night, John.
conyers and some of the African species.
Okay. Have you ever bred rainbow parakeets?
Um, do you know what species that would be? Or is it rainbow lorikeets that you're talking about? I don't know of any called rainbow parakeets. There's rainbow lorikeets, which I have not bred because lorikeets we didn't have in Hawaii. Otherwise, I'm not sure
Oh,
which ones you'd be referring to.
I'm waiting for Chewy to answer. I think. Hoping he'll answer in a second. So, oh, okay. I have no clue how to pronounce that. I don't know. Can you see it?
Regenbogen far.
Can you read that, Casey?
Oh, is that the scientific name of what they're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think so.
Brandy's looking to see what the common name for that is. Papagei.
Oh, shut up, Crown Tail. Okay, I think he just put a link in chat too. I don't know if you can see it, but he did just put a link in.
I see.
Rainbow parakeet.
Hey, Richard McCarthy. Hope you're doing
Brandy's
well.
looking it up. The
Just talk.
scientific name doesn't pull anything up that I can see. Yeah, the only thing is that the scientific name for it. Yeah. The only thing that comes up is the rainbow lorikeet, so I'm not sure. Um, that scientific name isn't pulling anything up, but it looks like the rainbow lorikeet is the only thing that somewhat fits that
All right,
name.
So
let me see if.
how long does it take you to feed all these baby birds?
I'm pretty quick at it. These ones take me a few minutes to feed, and then I have to feed several times a day and do bedding changes and stuff, and then I usually play with them for a while I'm feeding, but the feeding part doesn't take me very long. They have very good appetites.
So, what maintenance or how long does it usually take you, or what do you have to do for maintenance?
For babies this age, it's just basically feeding them, keeping them clean, and giving them a lot of attention. So feeding them their formula, and then I do bedding changes once or twice a day, sometimes more, depending on how wet their bedding gets. And then spending time with them, just loving them, makes a huge difference on how tame they are. So just cuddling them and kissing them and getting them used to the interaction. They need to stay warm. So right now I have enough of them that they stay warm just from being with each other. Their body heat keeps them warm, but for instance, one this age, if I only had a couple of them, I'd have them on a heating pad. And I don't use electrical ones for the birds. I use microwavable heating discs that I heat every few hours, so it's safe
Okay.
for them.
Oh, wow. Oh. Um, Chewy, can you email it to me? Let me
If I
take
can
care of
pull
this
up
right.
that link you sent, but we're
Yeah,
not
it
really
doesn't look like
seeing.
it doesn't look like it's an actual link though. It looks like it's a movie. At least what I'm looking at. Thank you, Miss Mary Page. Oh, stop it, Crown Tail. What did... Oh.
It's like an anime thing. Created.
Really?
It's that's what it did say the German series.
Oh, so the Rainbow Parakeet is
All I'm
it
saying
like
is
an anime or cartoon parakeet, I think?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's what it looked like to me when he put
It's
the
like
link, but I'm not sure if that's
for
what exactly he's talking. Oh, here we go. Give me 1 second. He
So
just
Brandon's
emailed
saying
me the
the
link.
scientific name is for it's German, but it looks like it's not a. It doesn't look like it's a real type of bird. It's an anime character or something.
I guess it looks like. Give me 1 second. Let me share my screen.
It says, "What's going on?" But I like the attention. I think I'll just stay here. A nice
They
warm
are
hand.
cute.
Yeah, he's pretty comfortable. I think he's settling in
So you said you have 15 breeding pairs right now?
around there. Yeah.
Oh wow. And you usually breed them in fall?
Spring is when most of them will start
Oh,
breeding.
spring.
Generally, I would
Okay.
leave nest boxes up and then they breed when they breed, but it would generally be more towards spring. It's just that right now, because we just moved, I don't have boxes up for them yet. So that's
Oh,
on my,
okay.
that's on my to-do list.
Okay, Countell wants to know if you have to provide any kind of certification for strain breeding, for breeding, a pure strain. And, well, you already said that the blue and gold and the red and green macaws can crossbreed. What about some of the others?
It depends on the bird. Typically, macaws, most of the macaws can hybridize. Some of the Conyers can, but it depends on what species you're talking about. Some of them it wouldn't be recommended to hybridize them. And as far as certifications, no, there's not generally anything that you would provide showing that it's a pure line or anything like that.
Yes, I
But
did. One
hybrids,
moment.
generally, it depends on the kind of bird, but most of them are pretty recognizable when they're hybridized. So you would normally be able to see what you're getting.
Alright, here we go. Let me share screen. Can I share my screen here?
Baby's getting sleepy. Little eyes
Yeah,
are sleepy.
I'm gonna stay awake. I'm gonna stay awake. Oh, I'm gonna stay awake. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Well, he's trying.
Well, if it were not comfortable, it would definitely not sleep.
No.
Okay,
Oh,
Kevin,
come
what button
on.
did you push?
Well, I'm trying to get... Okay. Let me just send it to you. Can you share the screen from your computer, Lori? If I
Yeah,
send it to you? Alright,
yeah.
cool. Let me... Because my internet's really bad right now.
Casey, how many eggs do you get in a breeding? And I know it depends on
Oh,
birds, but
there we go. I just sent it to both of you, I
For the
believe.
Conyers, typically 3 to 6.
Oh,
It
yeah.
can be a little more or it could be less, but with the Conyers, usually like 3 to 6 eggs would be average.
And how often do they usually breed?
Depends on the pair. Some pairs might double clutch, so you may get 2 clutches in a year. If you're lucky, maybe 3, but most of the time it would be like 2 clutches a year for birds like Conyers. And as you go to the bigger birds, you get less too. So massage, generally you're going to get 1 or 2 babies a year, or occasionally they'll double clutch, but you usually won't get more than a couple per clutch.
Yeah, I got the email. It was giving something different, but I just sent. Lori, did you get it?
Hang on.
I don't know. I think I sent it to you too, Casey. I don't know
Okay,
if you
look.
can get it. Did you share it on the stream?
Yeah, look at the
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that's a rainbow lorikeet. So they are
Okay,
beautiful.
rainbow
I've never
lorikeet.
raised them because they're not legal in Hawaii. I have a scaly-breasted lorikeet right now, but it's not that same type.
And is that one for breeding? I'm
The
assuming.
scaly-breasted lorikeet I have right now is for sale.
Okay, you
Okay.
can take now full screen.
Yes, and then I think do you remove the eggs to incubate?
I don't. Some breeders do incubate. I have not had to so far. To me, I wouldn't generally incubate unless there's a problem where the pair doesn't sit on their eggs or something like that. Some breeders incubate just to try to get more clutches out of the pair, but I don't do that.
I'm with Mary Page on that one.
Yeah, raising is a lot of fun.
Do the baby birds bond to you as a parent supplying food?
I guess in a way they would, but most of like mine are fed by their parents for a couple weeks before I feed them too. So it is. I mean, I think they do know that it's not their actual parent.
Is there any special methods for breeding in captivity, or just put male and female? Do they bond for life?
It depends on the species of bird. So most of my birds, I wouldn't repair them unless there's a problem where the pair isn't compatible, or something like that. But there are certain types of birds that you could repair if you wanted to. Conyers are pair bonding, so you wouldn't want to break up a pair if you didn't have to. But certain types like Asiatics are not pair bonding, so you could pair them with a different bird each season if you wanted to.
And are there any special methods of breeding in captivity versus in the wild? Like general, I'm assuming it's a little bit different. But
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to make sure you're set up properly. So there's different types of nest boxes for different species. So you just want to make sure that basically their setup mimics how they would be breeding in the wild as much as possible. Having big cages helps, and then depending on the kind of bird, some use deeper nest boxes than others. Some use smaller nest boxes. Some prefer to nest in hollowed logs and things like that. So depending on what species you're raising, you just want to research your species and then try to set them up the best way that you can for that type of bird.
okay. Well, I know it's about the hour mark, so thank you for coming. I don't know if you need to go or not, but it is the hour mark, and I don't know how much time you have. I don't
Well,
know
if
if there are
anyone
any other
has any
questions.
last questions, I'm fine to answer questions, but you can wrap it up whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Hey, so we can get
Let's.
uh let's see. Something that's really short and quick. Like have yourself a merry little Christmas from Brandy. Just like one stab.
What?
Want her to sing?
Yes. We actually GRB sang me happy birthday this year. He was so cool. We do
Oh,
have
yeah, you
some
did.
musicians and some parody musicians.
And she's dropping a guitar.
Brandy's gonna grab an instrument. Gonna grab
Okay,
her guitar
thank
so she
you.
can do a song for you. She's good about that. We're lucky. We get private entertainment all the time.
Well, it seems like she's doing good out there.
Yeah, she's doing great. She's gotten a lot of gigs. There's definitely a lot of interest in her business. So she's performed at some of the local Christmas parties, and she performed for over an hour at the tree lighting ceremony in town. And
Oh,
she
nice.
did
Very
performances
cool.
at Pioneer Days here. There's a lot of community events in our town. It's a small town, so they have like Pioneer Days and Founders Day and all that. And she's been
Oh, wow.
performing at a lot of those events and enjoying
That's
it. And
awesome.
people love her. She does really good. So
Well, personally, I think, well, her music suits the mainland better.
yeah, I think there's a lot more opportunity here than where we were. Although she's actually even done some gigs in Hawaii since we've been here. She's done Zoom performances. She was performing for a nursing home. She does um, Zoom performances because of COVID.
Oh,
Most of
wow.
the
Yeah,
nursing homes aren't having
Oh,
in-person
yeah.
performances, but she's done Zoom performances for some nursing homes in Hawaii since we've been here even. So
that's really cool
Uh,
though that she is doing the Zoom performances because my mom, having been in 3 different assisted living places, it's okay. It's not surprising how many people never get visits from their family.
oh,
They move I've met a lot of people, through my mom who've been moved from, the bigger cities out to New Mexico because, oh, well, you have family here, but then family never visits them.
oh, that's
Like,
sad. Brandy really enjoys the older people. She does a lot of the oldies songs, and they really enjoy it. And I know she was enjoying it. She was
nice.
kind of getting to know some of the older people in the home she was performing for and enjoying them.
How big are the breeding aviaries? I think you already answered it, but I'm
The
not quite
aviary
sure.
building I have is about 800 square feet, and then the cages vary in size depending on the type of bird. So some of my flights are 3 feet long, and then I have bigger ones like my Amazon pairs will be in like 8 foot flights. It just depends on the type of
Oh,
bird.
wow. That's
And Brandy's here, so
awesome.
I will let her have the spotlight for now.
thank you so much, Brandy.
You're welcome.
I know I
Silent
don't comment. I'm the lurker.
Is Silent Night sound okay for everyone?
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. All right, and here's a little bit of a different version for you. Oh, yeah. Oh, kamahao, malahia, malalama, kamakuahine aloha e, mekeke emalele e. Moy metamalahialani.
Thank
Yay! Thank
you.
you. That was wonderful.
Thank you. You got to
That was
hear a little
awesome.
bit of
Thank you.
Silent Night in Hawaiian.
Now,
Yes, thank you.
everybody see
That
why
was,
I
I
am
really
very
like that.
proud of my nieces.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
You can check out
Thank you
Brandy's
so
Facebook
much.
too. Her Facebook is under Brandy Lee Music if you want to see more of her songs.
And I'm on Facebook and on YouTube under Brandy Lee Music.
You're on YouTube, and no one ever told me.
Yep, YouTube
Is Brandy what?
Brandy Lee Music. So Brandy with a Y and Lee for Lee.
Ooh, okay.
I think Mahina was enjoying her song too. She was dancing all around.
Yeah, the birds actually really like the music, so I sing to them all the time. Some of them dance and sing along with me.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. That is very, oh my gosh, that's very special. Hey, Geek Boy, don't know if I saw
Thanks,
you in
Matt.
here before. Of course Matt got to it first. Thank you,
Okay,
Matt.
so
Thank
Brandy,
you,
you
everyone,
may
for
see a few
coming.
names that you just come off the wall, but most of them say aquatics or fish or animals. Rack is now in the room.
All right, Rack. I think. Did you have any other questions before we end? I think I know you just
Does
got
Rack
in here.
have any questions?
Yeah, I just asked. Did Rack have any questions before we end? Because yeah, they just showed a bunch of their birds. They've got, oh my gosh, I love your guys' birds. Thank you so much, both of you guys. Thank you, Casey, and thank you,
So
Brandon.
can we look forward to seeing you again in the spring when you have more baby birds?
Absolutely, I should have plenty.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you guys for having us.
Having me.
A lot of fun.
And our friend Matt
thank you guys
says,
for coming.
or Rack says, no questions, just praise for the talent.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I love that, and I love and I love the music. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
I really like the Silent Night in Hawaiian. Thank you.
I always like to throw that in there.
Oh, that's really
that
cool.
That was very cool. I did like that. I'm like, ooh.
She's pretty amazing.
Yes, I was hoping, but yeah. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next, what is it, Friday? No, tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
What, you're leaving? Oh, you're in Tahoe.
Yeah. And they probably have to go too. I don't want to keep them too long. What is it, midnight there? Real past midnight?
It's not, yeah, it's like 10:20. Not midnight yet.
Okay, oh, not quite midnight. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has to get some sleep before she wakes up and feeds the baby birds.
I don't sleep.
Well, that's what I was. You don't sleep at all?
I think I have to sleep some to be alive, but sometimes I feel like I don't.
So how often how often a day then are you guys usually in there?
In the baby room?
Yeah, in the baby room. How often are you guys usually
a
in
lot.
there?
I mean, I do all the feeding and everything in here, and this is where the babies are, so I'm in here a good part of the day.
More often when you have younger babies.
Yeah, when I have younger babies, even more so. These ones right now, at least, are only on 3 hand feedings a day, but depending on how young they are, we've fed babies that need fed every hour sometimes, so.
Oh, wow. And how long does it usually take you to get through feeding all of the birds?
Right now it's not too bad. It doesn't take me probably more than 15 minutes to do just the feeding part of it, but I do more than just feed when I come down here to feed them too. I do bedding changes, and I spend time with each baby, and then I take a lot of pictures to update my social media pages and send updates to the families who have placed deposits too.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I loved seeing them in person, but oh my gosh.
Maybe I'll see them again one of these days.
I didn't get to see the macaws. So Thank you for having him up. I
You're
really,
very
oh my
welcome.
gosh,
Thank you
that
for
was so
having
cool.
me.
I really did appreciate it. Thank you both for coming.
Of
You're
course. Thanks for
welcome.
having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys, and I'll definitely see you next year.
I will
Sounds
look forward
good.
to it. Thank you
Ooh,
guys and Merry
awesome.
Christmas.
Thank you. Merry
Nice talking
Christmas.
to you both. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you both.
All right.
Bye.
There we go. All right. So can you still go, Lori, or did you want to
Yeah.
go?
No, I can
Okay.
still keep going.
Well, I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to keep them for too long because I know they probably got other things to do. But I really enjoyed that. Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Well, when I
All right,
told you to go
let's.
visit them, I knew that you would think that it was awesome. I mean, who doesn't love birds?
Oh my gosh. When they said that they could come on, I'm like, yes. And
And we even
and it was
got a
even
beautiful Christmas song.
yes, it was even better. Yeah, I oh my gosh, I really did like the Silent Night. Oh my gosh. But
In Hawaii. Yeah.
yes. If anybody wants to come up, link is in chat. I don't know. Let's see if I can pin it.
And thank you everybody for coming. Yeah, I have to admit, I'm there.
Yo,
You
Yeah,
yo,
did
yo. How are you,
a
Jimmy?
job, Kevin. That was impressive. Very
thank you.
impressive. You
They're
know,
wonderful girls.
there is a
They
big
are.
difference in what people call things common name wise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rainbow lorikeet versus rainbow parakeet. Budgie versus
Yabby.
American parakeet.
I want yabbies.
So
Okay, from what I've heard though, yabbies are different than crawfish or crawdads. Mud bugs, crawdads, crayfish. What else?
yeah,
Mud
they're in
bugs,
different
crawdads,
genuses. That's about
crayfish.
it. But they've all got the same kind of habitat and the same type of issues that they can cause if they get into other streamways.
Okay,
Okay, like
got it.
even your own crawdads could cause problems in other states that they do not belong in.
Yes, it was. Yes, it's always fun though. Whenever we go, my brother always enjoys whenever we come up here, going crawdadding and going and catching some of the crawdads in the local creeks and stuff here. It's kind of fun sometimes.
I was actually bit by a crawdad on my toe.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're real nasty.
I've gotten bitten by several crabs, but not so much crawdads, luckily.
Well,
Crawdads are a little bit easier
they
to
had a
get
K
the
rail that was blocking an old boat ramp, and so I was sitting on the K rail, dangling my feet in the water when I was fishing, and I actually did do the stupid fall over backwards into the water.
Oh,
It didn't hurt. It just, it really, really shocked me.
So, did you learn anything, Kevin?
oh heck yeah. Quite a bit. I really enjoyed it. I know it wasn't fish, but I still really enjoyed it quite a lot.
Well, all animals are enjoyable, Kevin. Dogs,
Yes.
cats,
Well, I was very excited
all
when she
birds.
I was very excited when the two of them were able to come up. And it was very nice meeting Brandy. I'm very happy she was able to do the Silent Night rendition. That was so much fun. And just reading
Okay,
them in general.
enjoy, Mary Page. Kiss the babies. I
See you
always
later,
love.
Mary Page. Feed the babies.
So I have a question. Let's get a fish question, and I'm asking like for lots of advice. Once I get the 150-gallon in here, I will have an empty 65-gallon high. It's got the same footprint as a 40 breeder, only it's 2 feet tall.
What
And
What are your normal water parameters? Hard,
yeah, I have well water.
hard,
And
cichlid.
yeah, well, I know. I was debating between actually and babysitting goldfish, and I can't believe I like them. But I was wondering if that would make, because of the necessity of rocks, if that would make a good like Mambuna tank.
Well, it would.
Because it's only like 3 feet, so you can't really get any fish that want to swim back and forth a lot. Um, because it's more high.
Well, it's more high, so I would think about something like angelfish.
Okay.
Like some really, really nice, beautiful angelfish. That's how I would go. I would suggest discus, but that's, well, you do have an RO unit now,
Yes, I do.
so now I can suggest discus.
No, I actually like the angelfish better.
Well, and you asked
Yeah.
for suggestions, so, right? Now, what I would like to know is what tank are you having your hair algae problem in? Let's see,
Guppy tanks.
duppy tanks.
3 out of 4 guppy tanks, and my actually in the Oscar tank and the 5-star general.
Well, scuds are not going to work in any of those
Because they're gonna get eaten.
because they're going to get eaten. Uh, do you know where to get some? I know how to solve your Oscar tank, and due to your harder water, I know how to solve that one. Get yourself some Labiotrophius fulla borni or Trulaciae.
Okay.
They are the natural algae eater of Lake Malawi. That's who the plecos are of Lake Malawi. They don't have a catfish that is a sucker mouth.
Oh, that's interesting. So
Okay.
yeah, somebody had to be developed.
And so the cichlid took that role. Okay? So it's Labiotrophius fulla borni. It will do well in the Oscar tank as long as the Oscar cannot eat it. So
I
you're going
actually
to
have,
look for a size that the Oscar cannot eat.
yeah, I have pretty mellow Oscars.
How big are they?
The biggest one is only 7 inches. The other 2 are like 6.
I would say you would need to get a 3-inch Labiotrophius fulla borni. And
Okay.
that's only an inch away from an adult. Okay?
Okay.
But you're going to have to remove them when they get too big. They will handle the 5-star general tank quite well. if
He could have friends.
he could have friends as long as you can get a divider.
Okay. Well, that's. I
Let
actually
them
have
look
a
after
divider for
one
that
side
thing.
of the tank, then the other side of the tank, and then put them back in Boona tank. It's not a full-time thing, but at least it's better than suggesting pupfish because they'll just get eaten and
Yeah.
attacked.
Oh,
So,
he's killing anything and everything.
okay, so get yourself a
Yeah.
divider. Get yourself some Labiotrophius. They're adorable. Okay, like they're one
Yeah,
of
I,
my
I know
favorite
what the
species.
Fulbornis look like. They're pretty.
Yes, so get yourself those to look after the cichlid tanks, the guppy tanks. Have you got an extra tank to move guppies
Yeah,
into?
I have like 15 or 20 extra takes.
Okay, move the guppies and get yourself one of the puffish species. I would get one that's like endangered because then you could breed it, right?
Yeah, I was actually considering the Goodeids or Goodeids.
Well, Goodeids won't eat the algae. The
No,
puffish
but
will,
okay, puffish.
not Goodeids. They're not an algae eater. The pupfish are natural algae eaters. They live in our waterways. The Florida flagfish looks after the algae problems in Florida because
Okay.
there's no catfish there that looks after it either. So other fish have adapted to be algae eaters.
Yeah, I
Whereas
spent like
scuds,
45 minutes pulling hair algae out because
whereas
fish get stuck in it.
whereas scuds I would use for shrimp tanks and small tetra tanks. That's what I would use.
Oh, okay.
Guppies, they'd eat them. It would take a long time for them to become established that the guppies would not eat them all. So you're kind of stuck on that one. Get yourself a really nice pupfish. Not Gadiads, pupfish.
Okay.
Gadiads are not algae. They're an insectivore, primarily.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. I know
Kevin's
we've
probably
been
just
asking
getting
that
done.
question around, and like my Labiotrophius was my hair algae removing fish. If I had a
Okay.
problem, I
Someone
would
killed Valerie.
I would move out the fish that I figured that the Labiotrophius would attack, right? Like I wouldn't use them in guppy tanks. But they're a cichlid. They can generally look after themselves, but a 5-star general is a very mean fish, so you'll need a divider. And from one
That's
side to the
the
other
one
side.
tank I do have a divider for.
Yes, so therefore this should solve your problem.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Like I couldn't get enough hair algae for my Labiotrophius. They need all the algae.
Wow.
And they wouldn't touch any other plant because I kept them with predatory haps that hung out in the plants. So it was basically the rocky territory was the Labiotrophius, and the planted section was for the big haps. It was a very interesting ecosystem, right? Like your Malawian eye biter, it lives in Valsneria beds. It doesn't live near rocks. It lives in Valsneria beds in the lake. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Not all of that lake is rocky. And in the Tanganyikan Lake, it's the trophius that are the algae eaters, and you can never feed those enough plant material. So feed a lot of spinach and that type of green to the Labiotrophius as well. If you've got a shortage of things, they are a tendency, they get bloat if they get too much protein. Okay?
Yeah,
Like
that I
not
know.
in, yeah. So they love cucumber too. So like there's a pleco of the lake, right?
I just love watching them all eat the vegetables. I feed a lot of different squash.
Yeah. But those are my suggestions.
Thank you.
There's a pupfish called the steelhead pupfish that Father Fish had, and he's bred. It's a native. Get If you're going to go native, that is the one that I would get. I like everybody and his dog has got the American flagfish. Okay, you want to get a fish that if you spawn them, you can sell them, right?
And see, he just went to get food.
I've been here. I'm just doing other things too. But I'm
You're
here.
always doing other things.
Yeah, true.
So your turn to talk for a minute.
Okay. Let's see. Oh. Laura, so Laura, oh.
What? I'm here.
So are you going to try, are you going to try, what are you going to try and get? Or what are you getting now? Because I know you've got a lot of tanks open that
Yeah, but they
you
can just
have in
stay
your backyard.
outside.
Well,
They
what's the
can
fun
just.
in that?
I know. I took care of it. She's gone on the because I got them so they wouldn't get smashed, and I don't have the room nor the desire to have 40 or 50 tanks. I'm down to 13 and happy.
That's good. So
So
then how come, so then how do you have so many in the freaking backyard?
because originally they all came from a pet store, and they were given to somebody, and he actually told me he was moving, and if they weren't gone by the end of the month, he was going to smash them all because he had to, clean up to move.
Okay.
And he ended up not moving, but I took all the tanks
Oh,
to sell them, and I sell every one of them.
what? You sell every one of them what?
So I sell one every now and then.
Oh, you sell, okay, got it. I'm with Roundhouse on that one. Wait, what did?
Oh, they're talking about the sex bots.
Oh.
So what do you have in mind for your use of your new RO unit? seaweed?
It's like too many tanks because it's probably going to be another 3 or 4 months before I can even get my paint shot and start working on standing up and walking more.
So then, what are you gonna? Are you gonna use the RO unit? I guess is the question. Are you gonna actually use the RO unit or not, Lori?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's sort of like the only prize that I didn't really care if I win or I won. And if I would have been paying attention, I wouldn't have entered. But
Oh.
I guess fate just had it in for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that I won and stuff, but I don't really breed fish that need an RO unit.
Kevin, stop trying to
What?
get post seaweed to give you the RO unit. Go buy one
It was a
yourself.
question. It was a question.
Oh, there's a lot of people who are interested in it already. So
Did you see my comment, Roundhouse?
I did
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
I recorded
For
her
some
all.
reason, it didn't delete it in YouTube. It's still there. That's why I noticed it.
Well, I've reported everyone that I've seen that comes in.
Oh, you gotta what is it?
I did delete the comment. I just reported as spam to YouTube, and it disappeared off of mine.
Oh yeah, it's still there. You got to actually delete or something like that. The comment as a mod.
I was told just report them.
Oh, who said that?
The person that I talked to from YouTube.
Oh, they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Because if you just delete the comment, it sticks too, eh? They want to hear about the report. That's how come they've given us the go to channel report too.
Yeah, I usually do a report and then delete.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't show up on mine.
It's not showing up on mine. Hey, Aqua Garden, glad you came back.
I report all of the ones that I see, Roundhouse.
Alrighty.
And there's tons on my channel that I cannot see in my comments.
See, I don't get shit like that. I slap them down right away.
I try to, but as soon as you can't see them, you can't do anything about it. You have this many comments, and you only see like X number, and then the other ones you don't see.
That's a likely excuse, true. I think you're just being lazy. It's okay. I'll let it go this time. I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
So my next door neighbor, who's coming over to help move the tape tomorrow, says that he noticed that he can't run like the $6 million man anymore. I told him I thought that it has to do with age.
Aqua Garden, I'm not a mod, nor do I want to be.
He's not
That's
a mod.
mean.
What's mean? That I don't want to be a mod?
No, Lori's comment. I'm more teasing.
Well, he is almost my age.
I do the same thing over at Bob's. I'm not responsible for links on Bob's. I'm responsible for security on Bob's.
So, Posiwi, you're saying you got a lot of exercise running away from dinosaurs when you were a kid, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad did that too.
Yeah. The two-legged ones, you got to run quicker on them.
I remember when I used to run.
Oh, so do I. I remember running from West Vancouver
All
to
right, who's making weird noise? Is it me?
Oh, my bad.
Oh, that's a weird
Forgot
sound.
about the fan.
That's a loud fan.
Can I post another sort of like Santa Claus related topic in this? Hello?
Kevin! Oh, he's muted.
Go ahead, Chewy. Go ahead,
Thank
Chewy.
you.
I was saying go ahead, and he kept on asking. I'm like, why does he keep? Oh, oops.
At least I'm not
Sorry,
lonely.
Chewy. GRB. Run. Are the buses on strike?
Buses? We don't have no stinking buses.
Our buses out here are actually free to ride.
Really? That's cool.
We've used them a couple times. Like when we didn't have a car.
I thought you were out in the middle of nowhere.
We are.
Buses actually come out there?
Yeah, within 2.5 miles, but I can't walk that far anymore.
Yeah, we don't all live in California. Some people live in good states.
I'm going to tell you what this
I'm not one of them.
Okay, Kevin? This is the Canadian Pacific Railway holiday train at home. They can't run the train this year.
Oh, they're not doing the Christmas train?
Yeah.
The Canadian National? Oh, man.
It was taped this year, okay? So you got it now. The link is there. Okay?
Oh, someone's going to get, someone's going to go ape and do like a riot because of that.
Well, it's due to the pandemic.
What?
We're now back into high restrictions. Like
I am so sick of people using the pandemic as an excuse for everything. What's the train going to do? Get the people sick by having Christmas lights on it?
I don't know, but it got canceled for this year. So, and it got canceled for last year. But at least this year, they at least put together a really good show.
Hey, at least Metro is still doing their Christmas train.
Yeah.
I already saw it. It looks sweet.
We're going down under lockdown because of Omicron.
Yeah, William, Roundhouse and I were talking one day, and I said, yeah, I get an extra, it's $95 a month for EBT food stamps to keep me home. And it's like, our state doesn't do that. So I think we were one of the first states to start having extra food stamps.
Yeah, we're getting it twice a month too now.
So anyhow, the way that CP Rail sent out their publicity to us publicists is that we're supposed to like advertise this no matter where, because CP Rail is going to match by 10 times what YouTube is giving them for people to view it.
I would shoot myself in the foot on principle. They're not running the train. I'm not going to advertise you running the train.
Well, that's all that we can do, right?
Yeah.
Because we have to abide our Canadian laws, right?
I guess, but I mean, you're still coming in. I mean, we still have Canadian National in Illinois, so obviously they're not shut down.
Pacific.
No, Canadian National does the Christmas train.
CP also does one too.
Oh, okay. I didn't know CP did it. I thought you were talking about the Canadian National the whole time.
Oh,
You're just saying the wrong time. The wrong name.
Canadian Pacific does one too.
Mm.
One runs through Calgary and the other one runs through Edmonton up here. The national one runs through Edmonton. The Pacific one runs through Calgary.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I think the Christmas train every once in a while came down here. Well, not down here, but down into the U.S. Because they got videos of it in the U.S. in Michigan and stuff like that.
One does, and Canadian Pacific goes into one state. It goes into New York down in the.
Or maybe it was New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew someone in America got video of it in America. I thought it was Michigan because it was right across the Sioux.
That is the national one.
Yeah.
Okay, like there's two of them. So
does Pacific
CPR, right? So I got the email saying, "Hey, if you get people to watch this, we'll donate 10 times what YouTube is paying."
Okay. Does CP do it the same way CN does it, where every single boxcar is lined and everything? The whole damn train is lined, or is it just the engine?
No, there's an engine, and then there's sleeper cars on the CPR one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very cool. I was offered the gig a long time ago. When
Have you ever
hurt to be the sound man for the train?
Have you ever looked into the Metra Christmas trains that they do every year?
Yes, I love trains, man.
Dude, I get to see last year and this year I got to see them before they were even put out. Because
part of this show, and I went, "Oh, cool! Can I advertise by using Creative Commons trains?" Which there are, right? So I did a special show about it myself on the very day that they broadcast it. I have
that's cool.
Full permission from CPR. Go ahead.
Because I'm friends with a guy that works at Kato, and they go every year, and because they do an N scale model of the Metro train, the Christmas train.
Right. I know the one you're talking about. I've seen that one too. Trains are my thing, man. You're on the track. Hey, TRB, have you seen my Melbourne 6th Day of Christmas video? It's got a really old train pulling it up into Melbourne from the 1900s. Gorgeous footage.
You want to know what's annoying? When you look up how to write a file, and the file that you want to write is pretty much a carbon copy of what they're writing, so you just replace the stuff that you need to, and it still doesn't work. I just wasted like 2.5 hours making a place file, and I tested it. I put the first line in, and I tested it, and it worked. I'm like, okay, cool. So I went 8 on all the other listings, and it doesn't work at all.
And the lineup for the show, they really spent a lot of money getting the lineup. Like, CP basically pays the artist to go on. It's like their Christmas thing here. We don't want any money, just have fun, donate to the food bank. So that's what it's all about. Donate to your food bank and watch that show, no matter where you go. That's all that they care about, which I think is cool.
Hold on, Posiwi, are you okay?
Oh, it's not me, it's Leo.
Oh, okay.
He's getting jealous because I'm petting a different dog.
It sounded like you were in another room or crying or something.
No, that was yesterday. I think we're back to mask wearing, but I'm not sure. I'll probably find out tomorrow. We have to go buy dog food. They just keep insisting on eating.
I say screw mask. I look at it this way. If they're fighting to keep Roe versus Wade, which means you can get an abortion, why do I have to wear a mask?
I think it should be the women's choice.
Well, no, because they're saying, oh, you got to wear a mask because you're going to kill people. Well, isn't that what abortion is?
Yep. Hey,
So-
what are you guys doing?
Nothing. I'm wiping the tears out of my eyes because I just went through a coughing fit.
God, I hate those.
Oh, no, this was a good one. I induced it.
Oh. That kind.
Yeah. It was that good of a hit.
So thank you for having your relative on the stream today. I really enjoyed that.
Well, when, like I said, when Kevin went to Oahu, when he said he was going to Oahu, it's like, oh, you got to stop and check, my niece's pet store.
Oh, that's why they can't have Rainbow Parakeets / Parakeets there. They would cause one hell of a time there.
And, Hawaii is not a place I could ever afford to get to.
Right.
And, then I've been talking, as soon as they told me they were moving to Missouri, I've been talking to them a lot more because there's a much greater chance of me being able to get out to Missouri. And so we've been talking, quite a bit. And it was like Kevin's, said, God, I really want to have Casey up. And it's like, I'm pretty sure she would. I mean,
yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, they really are good kids.
Yeah. She knows her stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they started out, they were breeding lizards and turtles. And then, once she found birds, it was obvious that was where her heart was.
Yeah. Well, you can hug a bird. You can't hug very many reptiles.
Birds are awesome. Cockatiels are the best.
Like my friend breeds the lorikeet / parakeet, no matter which way you put it, right? They are little thieves, man.
Well, technically, the parakeet that you buy at the store isn't even really a parakeet.
It's a budgie.
It's a budgie, yeah.
Yeah. I know. We call them
parakeets
up here.
Yeah, because parakeets are like they're super expensive, like $200, $300, $400 expensive.
Yeah. Actually, they're called the American parakeet, and everywhere else in the world they're called a budgie.
I always wanted the real parakeet. What is it? The ringneck? It's like a light blue with a black ring around its neck.
Yeah,
oh, gorgeous.
Beautiful species.
Gorgeous bird.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And then you get into the rosellas too. They are nice birds. But so are rainbow parakeets, but they're more like thieves, man. They'll steal everything that shines.
See, everyone should get a cockatiel.
And hence, the Americans call it like some sort of character, and I didn't realize that it was that. And then I thought the German thing was the scientific name because I'm not really looking. I'm looking at what I call the bird. I did not have a clue about some American or some Japanese calling it that, right? Like we could be the weird one, but we call them parakeets up here.
Well, I like the Conyers.
Oh, Conyers are beautiful.
Yeah, but I had a Quaker parrot, and they're really cool.
I just don't like female parrot relatives.
Females bite.
I don't like parrots to begin with. Parrots suck.
And the bigger the bird, the more nastier the bite.
Yeah, they're too big. They can do too much damage. Yeah. Trust me, I had a hole in my chest for like almost a year because of one of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
Went right through two shirts. They said to hold it because they were cleaning the cage, so I got it on my arm, below my head like you're supposed to. And it started walking up, and so it then jumped on my stomach of the shirt, and grabbed onto my right underneath my rib cage, right underneath your heart, with its beak to hold on, and just took a chunk.
Ah.
Was it a female?
I don't know, but the damn near thing was almost dead after I got done with it. Holy shit! Because I didn't even realize I did it. I smacked the shit out of that bird.
Well, you're lucky that it wasn't a big macaw with 10,000 pounds per inch per.
No, it was an African gray.
Yeah, they bite nasty too.
Yeah, but man, split second, I just like whacked there right in the head, and it fell down to the ground and fell off my shirt and shit. Oh man, I didn't even have time to think.
I won't even handle a female big bird. I've learned by little birds. Trust me. Little birds, they can draw blood.
Yeah, I mean,
that I'm fine with.
But they're not going to chop your finger off.
Yeah, I got nailed by a couple times from my cockatiel, but nothing like, man, holy cow! It was literally I could like take my whole knuckle and put it in the hole. It was as wide as my finger. It went 8.
That's a big hole.
Yeah.
Well, they do have big mouths.
But meanwhile, my female lovebird, when she was not having eggs, she was the most adorable bird that would not bite, would not do anything. Like it was weird. Well, I understand the reason why now, right? But the first time that she laid eggs, she drew blood in 3 places. I'm going, that's weird. She's never bit me before. Sure enough, there was an egg in the cage. Oh, Buddy's no longer a buddy. She's a budette. Yeah. Thank you.
Like my AC, Jack Sparrow, guaranteed male.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, this male is holding eggs. This is not a male.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what it's like. But she was adorable when she wasn't laying eggs. She would warn my mother, like when I first had my accident, I stayed with my parents, and that's when I got her. I trained her to listen to the sound of the microwave and fly to my mother to tell her that the thing had gone off.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she learned real quick. She was like, oh, okay, whenever that goes off, because she knew that she would get a treat. Right? All she had to do was make the sound, beep, beep, and they're good at that, right? Lovebirds can mimic, a female lovebird can mimic a microwave going off.
I'll tell you what a cockatiel can mimic really good.
Kitty,
A low battery indicator for a smoke alarm.
Yep.
Kitty, kitty.
Oh man, the bird. I could never make the birds. One day, it was like a couple hours. One day that it was while I was at work. I came home and I could never make it stop. It was always making that noise from then on.
Oh, mine would only do it if the machine went off. She would fly to my mom, beep beep, and then she would get her treat. Like we gave her these seed treats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time she would do it, she loved it.
The first of the 4 cockatiels I had trained so well. I never had to clip its wings, and it never flew. I mean, it flew, but I could take it outside and stuff, ride my bike. It would be on my shoulder. I'd go down a couple of houses. It would fly back to the house. It would stay by the house.
Mine had its flight feathers chopped, but could still kind of fly.
Yeah, I did that with the other 3. The first one, I never touched it. Never bothered. Didn't have to.
Yeah.
Because I had that one for probably a year before I got the others. So it bonded to me. The other 3 bonded to it.
Yeah, that's how it works. And the ones that are bonded to her are more nasty than she would be to you.
No, they were decent still.
Oh, were they?
Oh yeah, so far, but I couldn't. They weren't trained as well as the first one. I would never take them outside and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would routinely let all 4 have a free flight in the house though.
Yeah. Free flight in the house. My bird's cage was always open.
Yep.
It drove my sister insane because she watched the movie The Birds and has been terrified ever since.
Yeah.
All I'd have to say is attack, and my bird would take off.
Well, you know what the cat cages and the ferret cages look like? They're like maybe 5 foot tall, 3 foot by 2 foot wide. They have the 2 door. They use them for cats. I bought a bird version of that with a tray. Huge cage. Because originally I was planning on having 6 teals, but I only got up to 4.
Yeah, my lovebird would crawl in my pocket of my shirt and hang its head out and go, "I'm not flying. You're walking around. You can walk me around."
Yep.
Okay.
So I wonder how much noise Kevin is making since he's muted.
He's probably not even here.
He's making a lot of noise.
He ditched us. Kevin leaving his stream again.
Hear us.
I'm still here.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, then why didn't you answer?
I just did. Hey, Kenny.
Hey,
Yeah.
Danny.
Hope you're doing well.
Like 5 minutes after that, we asked. What were you
No,
doing,
it wasn't
man?
5 minutes.
Yeah, it was more like an hour. What were you doing, man?
It was like
Inquiring minds want to know.
Hey, Kenny.
I'm listening to you guys talking while I'm in the other room, but unfortunately the phone has to be charging. So I'm listening, but the internet's not the greatest here.
So, Pasiwi, do you remember do you remember Heart?
Remember what?
The band Heart?
Yes.
Do you remember the big fight between Nancy Wilson and Roger Fisher? Reason why they kicked him out?
Sort of, but not real well.
Well, Roger and Ann Wilson had a reunion.
Yeah, Kenny, somebody came in and let us know. And
I know, it was me.
somebody else, and I forgot who it was, said that we should figure out, as a fish fam, we should get together and do something nice for Terry.
Yes, I heard about that, Daniken.
That's so sad.
Some people were asking about how, and I said, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have heard about it.
Well, unluckily, nobody lives forever.
Thank God.
Yeah, that is true.
Could you imagine spending forever on this planet?
Dude, if you lived forever, life would get really boring.
Yeah. Or
Really
vampire.
would. I mean, well, no, because eventually you would have done everything.
Yep.
I plan on dying at the ripe old age of 45.
See, I still remember when my husband died, and it's been like a long time.
Only Oscars. Technically, I cannot be on stream while I'm doing my Scooby snacks, so
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't even
yeah,
think about that. I don't even have fish up.
that's what I call it, Scooby snacks.
I had, well, my camera is like pointing to the ceiling.
A lot of people have died in the last year or so.
Yeah.
A lot of people die every year.
I'm getting, besides, if I were on screen, I'd be making everybody seasick. My office chair is bouncing back and forth because they are being good by not making noise, but they're still playing behind my chair and it's rocking back and forth. We're playing the Who Has a Bigger Mouth game. Hey, Lori.
Well, Kevin, thanks for having me up. I gotta get back to what I was doing.
Have fun, man.
I will.
Take it easy, Chewy, and thanks.
Yeah, not a problem.
Wow, it got quiet. So,
Oh,
over. Everybody has to remember tomorrow night at, I think it's 11:30 Eastern. Yeah, 11:30 Eastern.
what about it?
That's my streaming time.
Hmm.
And I'm going to be really rude to everybody tomorrow.
Oh, cool. See,
Well, no, not in chat, because my neighbor's coming over early to move the fish tank. I'm not sure what time the Mormons are getting here to help move the fish tank. And then my car is being worked on. I need to go into town and buy dog food and just interview, but and then I'm gonna take a nap before my stream.
hey, Posiwi, you're not gonna believe this shit. Guess where my car is?
What?
Back in the shop.
Oh no! Now what?
I think the water pump blew. I'm not sure. I couldn't really tell because it was too dark.
Oh man, I lost the water pump in my van on I-5 in California in the middle of the desert, and I managed to, using the water in the cooler, etc. Oh, I'm not going to be rude, Lori. I had enough of that yesterday. And I made it into the parking lot of the motel and into a parking spot. And there were some guys who were up on the balcony. And one of the guys looked down and said, "Hey, dude, I think your car's fucked up." And it was like, yeah. And there was steam coming out everywhere. And it was like,
Oh yeah. I
but the
popped the
motel was
hood.
nice, and they said just push it to the back parking lot and we can fix it.
I popped the hood when I got pulled in the driveway, and I couldn't see, but I heard it just pouring out like a pitcher.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just got it back.
Yeah. No shit. I had it. I had it for 4 days.
Wow. Hey, Yellowstone. So yeah, I really am excited to be able to get the 150-gallon tank in the house and escape it. Well, at least somebody's happy about it. Yellowstone. It was, in my opinion, a very rocky start to a very nice idea, and I actually checked a few streams today to make sure, just for my own peace of mind, that things were going well for other people. Because like Rico said, it's not supposed to cause a rift or anything. And
But it didn't.
that's, I think it did for a day, but it's like, I'm just glad, it's over. Somebody else will get a chance to get an RODI unit. And really, it is the one prize that I really didn't need. I mean, my mom's comment was, well, then you can at least drink the water. Not with a DI.
Not really, but I guess. Well, just look at it this way. It opens you up to you can have any type of fish now.
But I don't want any kind of fish. I like my cichlids.
South American cichlids, cockatoides, exizii.
I have to admit, those are pretty cool looking.
Yeah. Another cool fish that opens you up to is the chocolate grammies. Those are awesome fish.
They are pretty.
I had some. My water, I found out my water, they didn't like my water, so they ended up dying. I didn't, so I'm waiting until I get an RO unit to get them again. But yeah, they were awesome looking fish.
I mean, I may run it in conjunction with, which will just be double sediment filter.
Hey, just think of it this way: you could sell water to Kevin now.
The shipping costs would kill me. 4 pounds a gallon, or is it 5 pounds?
8.25 pounds a gallon.
Yeah, Xanadu, I agree. With over 100 giveaways, I mean, it's like, but they didn't win the big one. I said, okay, so trade me one, yeah, and like trade me for a fish gift certificate. What am I going to do with a fish gift certificate? Get goldfish. These goldfish are pretty interesting. The one with the lion head is pouting. It doesn't like being in a smaller tank. If they didn't get so big, I would get some goldfish, but I'm kind of starting to have problems with some of the platies, and it must be because of the 4 different strains I got may be related because they're having some not, well, they are viable, they grow up, but they're not properly looking platies as far as body shape. And that's why I got them from 4 different places.
Well, plus doing it that way, you're diversifying the genetics.
Yeah, well, these don't look like they're diversifying.
Oh, okay.
That's instead of being like a platy shape, they have. I've had several fry that have flat bottoms.
Hmm.
They're really weird looking.
So they're kind of mixed with a pleco?
Yeah, that's what they look like.
Pleco platy, the next big thing.
I think they're ugly. Not to mention they swim weird. So I've culled a lot of the fry. And I even had to cull 2 pintails. And, you know, it's like the guppies aren't breeding. And I thought, if I could only get that 125 gallon sealed, I could put it where the guppy rack is. Oh, and I watched Lefty's thing on sump versus canister. The first big tank that I set up had a sump that came with it, and I have never done a sump. And thanks to Ben Ochart and about, God, probably 3 or 4 phone calls, I finally figured out how to get the water flow dialed in so it wasn't going too fast or too slow and everything was working.
Yeah, it's a pain to get that set.
Yeah. And it's like, then the reason I listened to it is because he had, a bunch of people on it. It's a great way to get advice. I actually now have 3 canister filters. The first 2 I tried getting to work, but I couldn't get them to pump water. And then Kevin actually said if I prime it, like pour water down one of the hoses.
Wait, Kevin said that?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
How did he get
I
that?
don't know. And then he told me I really should watch YouTube more.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Kenny, tell Danny tonight. It was nice to see you. Yeah. So I may try and prime them because I do have 3, canisters, and now I'm going to have to clean them all out. But
that's why I like the Eheims. Yeah, Eheims that I had. On the very top, it was a circle that you pushed, and it made a suction, and it would suck the water down the tube and prime it.
Hey, Army.
What's up, Hosiwi? Long time no see.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Roundhouse. I'm not sure if I've ever met you.
Probably not. I don't recognize your name.
Hope you're well, Army.
It used to be Logan's Aquatics, then Hulk Logan's Aquatics, and now it's just Army Aquatics. I guess
I think Logan sounds familiar.
I always go into like Father Fish's streams and.
Oh yeah, I've never been in his streams.
Or like Danikin.
Father Fish goes way too early. I'm always sleeping.
No, he actually he has some later streams too on the weekend.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ever since all the fishy
those
stores
early
shut down.
streams. No, it's like I need to get some sleep before I woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, now with the new newborn, I get like 0 sleep.
Yeah, just like my son. My son said, I didn't realize that you could survive on so little sleep that I think my work is being affected. But we were all afraid of him reproducing only because his wife is not the motherly type. And it was like, oh, yeah, no problem. I'll take care of the baby. All righty. I mean, he's a really good dad, but I don't think he was quite prepared for waking up all the time with a colicky baby.
Oh my gosh, when they have colic or when they're just freaking hungry. Or when they got the poopy diapers. Ooh. I
Yeah.
didn't know poop could change colors like that.
Nah, you get used to it.
It went from black to like brownish to yellow.
Man, wait until it gets green.
Oh yeah, when we start feeding the soft foods, yeah, I can't wait for that.
Oh no, Captain Crunch does it best.
Oh no, depending on the soft food, it's either green or white.
Yeah.
Or when you start feeding Captain Crunch, you get like purples and.
Yeah, my son he had it. And it's funny because it's Christmas. We got Christmas Captain Crunch, and he came running out of the bathroom screaming, "It's green! It's green!" He was all worried. And then for Christmas, we got him what he really wanted: dinosaur slippers. And we put them on his feet, and he looked down, and the way they were made, it looked like they were eating his feet. Hey, Robert, and he just started screaming, and he didn't shut up until we took the slippers off. So he just slept with his slippers. He was
Kevin.
terrified when they were on his feet.
Kevin, I want to thank you for coming up on the stream earlier this morning. Was it this morning? Or was it yesterday? Or the day before? Because now it's technically Monday.
It all blurs together.
Yeah.
Yeah. This YouTube thing blurs together because I've been freaking asking people, talking to people about my new web series that I got going on YouTube, and then I got
Well, you're perfectly welcome to borrow some of my mental health information.
now I want like personal experiences.
Oh, that I can give you. I have a master's in healthcare administration, and I applied and a license for drug and alcohol counseling. And I applied at a company, and they said, "You just don't qualify. I'm really sorry." I said, "What do you mean?" It says that you need to have a master's degree in the health field and have a dual diagnosis. I said, "I have a mental illness diagnosis and I was a drug addict. Why don't I qualify?"
Same
Well,
here.
you just don't. And it's like, so you're lying on your site about what type of people you want. And they ended up hiring mostly book learned, quote, drug addicts, And it's like, you know what? If somebody is counseling me and says, "Oh, dear, I understand how it is to live, under a bush." It's like, yeah, when was the last time you and your 3-piece suit were under a bush?
Yeah, I lived under a bridge in San Antonio, Texas.
I actually got to live under a bridge in LA.
I wouldn't mind living under a bush.
A bush? What kind of bush?
God.
As long as it wasn't burning, it's fine with me.
Yeah. I guess we really have to watch our words.
I lived under a bridge in San Antonio, Texas, and the downtown area or the west side area were really, really rough for my skin color, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. So I do have a dual diagnosis. I've been in recovery now for like 7 years. So
Congratulations. I've been, clean since 97.
Oh shoot, you've been clean for 24 years.
Yeah. And in New Mexico, it's like
Wait, did you
Not
just say New Mexico?
New Mexico.
Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
What part?
North of Santa Fe, north of Espanola.
Are you close to
Abigail.
Taos?
Yes, I'm 30 minutes away.
Because I'm from Clovis.
Oh my God. My kids are, well, one's in Temple, the other's in Belton.
I'm
Clovis.
from Clovis,
Yeah.
New Mexico.
I know that town.
I've rescued several
Shannon Air
dogs.
Force Base.
No, my guessing is there was a roundhouse there, which is probably the only reason I would know it.
A what?
A roundhouse is a
Hey,
for,
Casual.
for trains, where the train goes in.
Yeah. There
The
was,
building in my picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was one for the BNSF Railroad.
Roundhouse
That's
specializes in roundhouses.
Yeah.
Really?
2,665 locations across the U.S. now.
Wow.
Clovis,
I
New
mean-
Mexico was a major highway for trains to go through. Also, with that kind of highway, the train highway, there was also drugs. A lot.
I actually went to the Clovis town hall meeting one time. I went and I was coming back from my kids and I got tired, so I decided I'd stay in a motel. And none of them would accept my service dog without like $100 deposit, which is against the law. So I slept in my van at Walmart. And in the morning, I was going to go to the mayor's office, and the secretary said, "Well, they're having a meeting right now. If you'd like to go, maybe you can get on the schedule." And I got on the schedule. And I said, "This is the most unfriendly town because, I don't have an extra $100 on my credit card for a deposit that's going to stay there 2 or 3 days after I leave, for my service dog, which you can't do anyway." And, I
Clovis
said,
is pretty bad, especially since the Massies run pretty much everything.
yeah. And
Arno Massey, thank God, died. I know that's bad for me to say, but he actually get my family out of the house. So there's no love lost between me and the Massey family at all.
Yeah. Well, the dog that we rescued was actually, I think, 2 houses down from them.
From the Massies?
Yeah. And they came out to see what we were doing because the rescue of this dog involved a lot of police officers, animal control, and the mom didn't want to release the dog because it was her son's dog and she was going to keep it till he came out of prison. But the reason he was in prison was he got a bit, I'm trying to figure out how to put this gently, he got a bit too friendly with the dog.
Oh, boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Yeah. So
Hey, in some states that is legal.
Yeah, well,
not New Mexico, it ain't.
Yeah.
And who in their right mind would do something like that?
And we had everything from animal control.
Who's in chat?
Robert, Yellowstone. Only Oscars, because I don't know if she wants her name spread all over the world.
Oscars is actually, I saw Only Oscars on Danikin's channel.
Guess what? It's small and it's all scrunched up, but I will be putting the snake shed in the mail on Monday.
The what?
My snake shed this morning.
Oh. Why are you putting it in the mail?
So only Oscar can show it to cats or dogs. I forgot.
I was right. Aston, Topeka, and Santa Fe built in 1906 with 28 stalls and 120-foot through truss turntable, raised in 1987.
Well, I was going to say that's pretty big for New Mexico, but that would have been on a main route.
Oh, yeah. Aston, Topeka, and Santa Fe didn't do anything small.
Yeah.
I remember when New Mexico. Well, I wasn't around when New Mexico became a state, but it became a state in 1912.
That was 2 years before the USS Texas was launched.
Really?
Yep, 1914.
New Mexico became a state in 1912, along with Arizona.
That's crazy. 1912.
Yep.
Pretty late.
Yeah.
That's 100. That's
Alaska was the latest to the party.
Well, yeah, but it's way up there. Hey, we totally lost him. His internet must have crashed.
Yeah. But I actually had. I did the first episode of There's Something About a Fish, and then the second episode was actually featuring Glitch Aquatics. So I actually got Glitch on camera. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
he filmed it and sent it to me via Google Drive, and then I just edited up the video and posted it.
Okay, what in nature looks like a string? A snake? Lizard tails? But then their tails fall off.
okay, so I got a question. Is anyone else scared for 2022?
Why?
Because
I'd say it can't
I'm
get any
afraid
worse.
it's going to be a 2020 part 2 instead of an actual, 2022.
I'd say no.
No, I don't think it's going to be 2020 part 2. I think it's going to be 2020, 2021. Or I think it's going to be a 2020 part 3 because 2021 wasn't much better than 2020 anyway. So
Worms. No, I'm waiting for the Civil War in 2024.
yeah. Which is crazy because I've been saying for the past literal 20, 30 years that within my lifetime I guarantee I'll see a Civil War. And lo and behold, it's really getting close now.
The South would win.
Okay, now you sound like a Texan.
No, I'm actually I live in Florida.
Oh,
I don't think it would be a north or south thing though.
No, it'll be within the states.
Mm-hmm.
no, it'll be a red versus blue.
It would be.
No
Yeah.
gray uniforms this time.
It'll be.
Hey, the red guys will be once the red guys get shot, they'll be fine. It's kind of like wearing brown pants if you're shitting.
Yeah, but guess what? What about the green guys? What
It's
are they
like
gonna
Deadpool.
do?
That's why he.
Canada.
That's why Deadpool has a red outfit.
So when he gets shot, you can't see.
Yep.
But he heals up anyway.
Yeah.
I love that movie too. Deadpool. When he cuts off his hand and just freaking falls in the garbage can, and his hand is left going like this, flipping the bird.
Deadpool 2 was pretty good.
Oh yes, you went back in time and saved me because you like me. Because Deadpool ends up dying and then he brings him back somehow. The time traveler dude.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I remember watching that one and I couldn't stop laughing.
I want a part 3 to come out. I actually like the Deadpools.
I can't believe the new Spider-Man, they said, was like one of the best box office movies.
Yeah, well, yeah. Look at what. Okay, how much is a ticket though? I mean, back when I was going to movies, a ticket was an expensive ticket was $10.
God, I remember when the movies were like $3.75.
Well, yeah, that was the dollar show. We had 99-cent show, but you had to wait a year after the movie came out to see it.
That's way before my time. I think I'm the youngest one in here besides Kevin.
You youngins.
Yes.
Oh, I know. We're always talking about movies and stuff, and
think
Kevin's
so.
like, huh?
Yeah,
What?
Kevin don't watch TV, so he's really clueless when it comes to TV and movie
Kevin,
stuff.
what kind of fish are those? Oh, those are guppies. Okay.
Guppies.
I love guppies. I just can't keep them because
How much do you love guppies? Are you going to be getting arrested
My
soon?
water's too soft.
no.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't believe in the
What else?
aspect of making love to animals. Let's just put it that way.
Hey, technically, a human is an animal.
Yeah, but not an animal like that walks around on four legs or swims or slithers or yeah,
Hey,
no.
well, obviously, you didn't date some of the chicks I've dated.
What did they slither?
Oh, the one used to walk back on all fours backwards and start like chanting and shit.
She was demonically possessed.
Yeah, I think so.
Her name wasn't Priscilla, was it?
Nope.
Okay, good. I dated a girl that was Priscilla, named Priscilla. She was, and I don't mean Priscilla that's in Colorado. I mean some chick I dated down here in Florida. Her name was Priscilla. She was batshit crazy.
And she wasn't even the worst one. She wasn't even the craziest. The bacon chick was the craziest.
What would she do with bacon?
Don't
She
ask.
would get excited by the smell of bacon cooking. Ah, man, I made a lot of bacon when I was dating her.
I like bacon, but there's a limit.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Roundhouse?
No, Chicagoland.
There's some batshit crazy people in Chicago.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm sorry.
Currently, I live in Rockford, the lead poisoning capital of the world.
You would be like this. Bacon.
No, Ian,
Yeah.
I don't have a clue.
I ended up burning my kitchen down once.
Because you're cooking bacon without your shirt on?
No, I was cooking bacon and I left the kitchen.
Yeah, grease fires happen.
Yep.
And I noticed grease fires happen more on electric stoves than they do gas burning stoves.
Oh, I don't do electric. Screw that. Give me fire.
No, because
Yeah.
if you have a gas leak and then all of a sudden you introduce fire, boom, there goes half the neighborhood.
No, would they really notice? I mean, this is Rockford.
Okay.
You know,
Rockford is worse than Chicago now.
I should find out where my late husband's house is in Rockford.
It might be burned down.
Oh no, he left it to his cousin.
Yeah, I know, but man, they've been burned. We had an arsonist here for a couple years. Buildings burned down left and right. We'd have 2-3 a week.
Yeah,
And then during the 9/11 thing, they burned down a 150-year-old church. Assholes.
Oh my
I
god! Like,
I didn't even have time.
Worse crime than Chicago?
Oh hell yeah! 2 years ago, we beat them Chicago out, which pissed me off because I never had a chance to break into the church and take pictures.
New Mexico is actually pretty bad. Like if you go to southern New Mexico,
yeah,
even Albuquerque.
Ooh, Posewee, look behind them. I see angelfish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, Posewee, wait, what size is it? 150?
125.
125. Jack
Right.
Watley's having a sale on Altum Angels that have been acclimated to 8-point-something pH. They're $30 a pop.
Altums?
Yeah, my
Altums.
water's too soft. My water's way too soft.
Yeah, tell me about it. Sploosh. 30
Okay.
$39.99 a pop for I can't remember what type. They had two different types. One was $49.99, one was $39.99.
I actually want to get
Wow,
some
that's
blue
insane
Philippine
on the
blues.
Oscars.
I
I
don't
love
have the money
Philippine
right
blues.
now.
Oh, we had a house blow up in my hometown.
And
9 o'clock at night. Go ahead.
push the wrong button. Yeah, I don't have the money right now, and I just can't fathom buying that expensive of a fish.
Well, definitely don't do saltwater then.
Yeah. Well, it's like the most expensive fish I ever bought were those stupid beta macrostomas.
Why were they stupid and how much were they?
They were $100 a piece, which is cheaper than anywhere else you could get them if you could find them. And they were stupid because they had worms. They had the calamanus worms, which weakened them so much that they couldn't recover and they croaked.
And you bought them and you didn't return them or get money back?
And
You
not
couldn't get
from a
any money
private
back from it
person.
either?
Not from a private person.
What?
It doesn't work like that, Kevin. It's live. Every place is live arrival guarantee, not live a week or two after you get them.
But if they had calamanus worms and they were
Well, they
diseased when
didn't
she
know
got
because they
them,
weren't showing, and
Yeah.
they medicate. So,
It's like, okay, prove it.
and they can have calamanus worms for over 6 months without showing any symptoms. And, well, let's see. I've only had 2 fish survive them once they begin showing. And they were both Oscars.
Huh.
oh,
That's why I love my Oscars.
Dude, why don't you just get like 3 Oscars and put them in the 125?
No, it's a 150, and I'm putting my
150.
Oscars and the common pleco and the syndenosis.
Ooh, I got an idea. Hold on. I gotta
So
go.
the tank they're coming out of is a 65 tall. So it's the same size as a 40 breeder, only like twice as tall. I love my Oscars. I'm going to miss them being right next to my bed, but I'm more concerned about their
Oh,
health
see,
and happiness. And it's a nice, big, long tank. So,
Siwi,
yeah.
I just put a link in the private chat. Go to that link. That's what you put in the 150.
okay.
Oh, yeah, right. You know how long I've been trying to get those stupid fish?
What are they?
Daffodils.
Yeah, she's been trying for a long
That's where I bought mine.
roundhouse.
That's where I bought mine.
Well, I was actually thinking that would give me the oomph I needed to fix the 125 if I got like 3 or 4 little Oscars, because it'll take them a few months to grow,
Yeah.
and then I could move the new Oscars into the 125.
So Siwi,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say it. Don't be Kevin. Do the tank, then get the fish.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm with him on that
I mean, I have the fish and I'm moving them to a bigger tank.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I have the Oscars and the pleco and the syndenosis, and they just need a bigger tank. So that's why I got the 150.
Honestly, it's not that hard to reseal a tank.
Yeah, I know. It's just getting down on my knees.
That's the hard part. You scrape out all the silicone from the inside. Get it all out, vacuum it, scrape it again, vacuum it, steel wool inside, vacuum it, get it all clean, alcohol it out, make sure it's clean, then you just beat it.
Yeah.
And then once you do beat it, it's hard, but go upside down and bead the upper frame too.
Oh, I know all about upper frames.
Oceanic it. Like Oceanic did, they put the bead, like the bottom bead, they put a top bead also.
I had a leak like that, and it sort of, well, it was really surprising. When I finally tracked down where it was coming from.
Yeah, it goes up and over the glass, between the glass and the frame, and then it goes up the glass and then down the glass on the outside.
Very weird. It's
Yep.
like Well, my thing was, why do I keep getting? Because when the HOB would get a little bit clogged, it would bubble more, so it would hit the side of the glass, and it would, go over the edge. So, I'd look at the side of the tank, and there'd be hard water deposits. 14 color variations. Wow.
One is light purple. Yeah, I think I've only seen 4 color variations. 2 albino, 2 normal. Oh no, maybe 5. Because you had a solid brown, you had the tiger, the albino tiger.
Is it normal for my tiger Oscar is black and gray with the orange on it?
Dang, only Oscars.
Normal for a tiger Oscar?
Yeah, I think so.
He's
That's
definitely
awesome, only
black
Oscars.
and gray.
That's so cool.
What, you need to see a black and gray Oscar? Aw, little green terrors. Congratulations, Dad.
Oh, what about fire mouths? Possibly for you. You should be able to do fire mouths.
I sort of wanted something that was like a whole tank swimmer, which is why I like the Oscars, because they go up and down.
Oh, well, yeah. Stick with Africans then.
Maybe I'm just an African cichlid lover.
I could sell you some manganos. I got enough of them.
I have manganos.
Yeah, like I'm gonna ship them anyway.
She's been wanting the daffodils.
The daffodils are a pain in the ass to get out of the tank.
Purple. That sounds really
She's
cool.
been trying to get those from you for forever.
So, yeah, do you have a place that you like getting your Oscars from? I mean, I got 2 of mine from a breeder in Albuquerque, and one had, I think Albuquerque just has calaminus worms or whatever they're called. And the other one I got from Petco. And I was actually thinking if I get a couple more Oscars that I would get them from somewhere decent. I think even with quarantining, that's something that you can't, unless they're really heavily infected, you don't know. From Indiana. Well, if you can ship to California, you can ship here.
Oh, Posiwi. Here's another good place for cichlids.
And I actually have one. Okay, maybe it's a hybrid, but the full Borney, whatever it is, the Labotropheus fuliborni. I have one of those, and I have 2 hybrids between the AC and the fuliborni, which is maybe why that tank doesn't have any hair algae in it.
Could be.
Yeah, well, the one that I got from the private breeder actually has extra large poops because of having the calaminus worms. And I always worry about him, but he's doing fine, or her. That's when I pared down on my cichlids. The only reason I kept that fish was because I just loved his nose. Um,
Oh, Philibori's nice. I like
yeah,
Philibori's.
because they have like the different nose, and two of the
They got the mouth facing down. Their upper lip is bigger than their lower lip. It looks like when you look at them.
yeah. Well, I have two that look like ACs, the black with the white tail ones,
Mm-hmm.
but they're a little bit. They're longer, and they have the Fulborni face. So I kept those two fry. And they're about almost an inch long now. I actually put them in a grow out tank because I didn't want them to get eaten. Nope. Kevin died again.
Yeah, he's been dead for a while. Crappy ass internet.
Hey, Florida Fish Rescue. Let's see. Do I remember right? Elizabeth? It would be really cool to have a purple Oscar. Yeah, poor Kevin is having technical difficulties. Blah. Oh, Florida. Florida, yeah, Mike. Elizabeth? But it's always hard to decide. It's like I kind of want to stick with I just like the idea of I don't know why these goldfish intrigue me, but oh wow, long fins, they're so pretty. Hey, maybe I could just get like long fins. But won't they nip each other? I would worry about their fins. Time to do some more research. I mean, I have my Danios, except for the giant Danios and the Tetras in the tank. I have longfin zebras, blues, golds.
Oh my god, that is so cool. Do you know they have a transparent pool pond now?
A transparent, so you can see the dirt.
No, instead of being the blue, it's clear. So you can see it through the sides.
Oh, now that sounds pretty cool. No.
Oh, I'm getting one of these.
Okay, and yes, I'm gonna say it. Like I said, I'm down to 13 tanks and happy about it. I'm gonna lose my fish card. Discus are okay, but for some reason they're like not my kind of fish.
This is a really good deal, it looks like. Hold on. 48 times 48
It's
times
Christmas
12.
time. Everything's on sale. Nobody
Right.
puts things on sale for Hanukkah. But Christmas? Oh, yeah. Let's get them Christmas deals.
Wow, this is a really good deal. $37.89 for an Intex mini frame pool, which is 48 by 48 by 12, which is roughly 120 gallons. For $37.89.
Wow. If only I had the space. I mean, it's like, I like the big fish so much. It's like, why do I have guppies? Because I have lots of little tanks.
You know what you need to get? You need to get yourself some pygmy sunfish.
Well, how pygmy are they?
About an inch full grown, inch and a half.
So okay, so they could go because I have 3. I want to say igloo or thawnies or something. I have 3 thread fins that aren't the rainbow thread fins. That I would like to keep, even though that they are trying to mate with the guppies, but I'm just kind of fond of them. I know why, because they're miniature Brichardies, Leartail Brichardies. They have really cool fins. And of course, I wouldn't get rid of my coolie loaches, or I want to get more of the red lizard catfishes. Or the fallow.
Parawella.
Yeah.
Yep. Aquatic Arts has them.
There's the one store I won't. Oh no, there's 3 stores I won't buy from.
Oh, Aquatic Arts is awesome to buy from.
Yeah, I know.
They're like my go-to because I'm pretty much right next door to them, and the next day shipping is dirt cheap at $20.
Well, yeah, you're close.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you could drive it in 6 hours.
It takes me 12. Not me. It takes me 12 hours to get to Texas.
But quality-wise, they got great fish. Oh, wow, now it really got quiet.
I mean, the one guppy that I really wanted to breed is sterile. But Doug said that may happen, so. And I have more fry in the only tank that's breeding.
Oh, man, that sucks, Florida. They discovered there's no way in hell they can live stream from the new place until
man.
Starlink becomes available there.
Oh, that sucks. Well, you'll have to static stream and then drive somewhere. What a pain.
Well, I mean, to do videos, he could still do premieres.
Yeah, that's true.
That's as close to live as you're going to get because you're still in the chat and talking with the people.
Thank you. Yeah. And I thought it was bad here. No, there are places. When I come home from my mom's house, there are places where I don't get any service at all. Oh, and yeah, there are places in Texas where it's like long stretches of nothing but.
Oh, Florida. Florida Fish Rescue. Watch out Tuesday, Wednesday. No, I'd say late Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Watch out. You got shit coming in.
Thank you. Yes, Roundhouse is now our weatherman. Just in case any of you were knowing or wondering.
Dude, that's the best $80 I've ever spent. I love that program.
Hey, Danny, you missed it. You're going to have to go back and watch the first hour tomorrow because we had Casey and the birds on. And she had, that Latino was really pretty.
So wait, you got control. Can you can Danny come up and you let him up?
No, I don't have control.
I thought you did.
No, only that one time. And
oh,
I know we told her about you.
That sucks. Kevin, get your ass in gear.
Now it's his internet.
Get a coat hanger. Hold a coat hanger in one arm and stick your leg out with the other on the other side and balance on one and hold the phone and get a signal.
I remember taking a
Just
coat
like with the old TVs.
Yeah, exactly. But twisting it and designing it to make a sculpture so it didn't look like just a coat hanger.
And then there's always that one channel that you literally had to stand next to the TV and hold the coat hanger to get it in.
God, I remember that.
Man, what the hell did we do? How did we live before cable? Really?
Well, I don't know.
We were lucky because we were outside of Chicago, so we got good signals. But man,
well, Kevin, my boyfriend Kevin, thinks that if we get like a regular, old style rooftop antenna and place it in the right place,
yeah,
to like point towards the canyon, we may be able to get TV.
Oh, I bet you would. Dude, I can get TV. I literally took. No, seriously.
JRB. No, I'm laughing. JRB said, with no Kevin here, we are guaranteed the stream keeps going.
Yeah.
Except I can't let anybody up.
Yeah. And if one of us leaves, so we can't come back up.
Yeah.
I literally take a pencil and stick it into a piece of coax and nail it to the wall, and that's my TV antenna. And it works. So if I can do it with a pencil, you can do it with a real TV antenna. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Okay.
Danny quit his job. He's starting a new job tomorrow.
Okay, give me a minute, guys, because you will like this. I will have the power in a minute.
Why? Did you find the He-Man sword?
The internet died. Kevin said the internet died and the phone is wigging out. End it or give you the info.
Oh, okay.
So that way I can keep it going. I mean, if you guys want, I can always have it shut down. I mean, hell, I figure I'm not going to get any sleep before tomorrow stream anyway. And the other thing I'm going to do is clog the hole in the wall because
I thought that was going in a whole separate direction.
Hole? You too?
Oh no, you said clog, and I thought the worst.
Well, it's only 25. It was 18 last night when I woke up.
Oh, you're talking about in the wall from the dog?
Yeah. So the cold air is coming in. Kevin's internet is gone. They've been having internet problems, and he said so his phone is wigging out. I think his computer is like totally wigged.
That's what happens when you buy a Mac.
Yeah, well, I know his dad just got a new computer or a new notebook or a new something computer type thing. Because he called me when they were at the Apple store.
Yeah, and Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, how stupid. Well, hey, I just stuck my finger in this electrical outlet and it electrocuted me. Well, let's do it again.
Some people just like their iPhones and stuff. Ever since my son's phone kind of screwed up and they said, well, all you have to do is hook it up to your computer and, we'll just reset it. We're in the fucking middle of the desert. There are no computers. And it's like, can't you do it remotely or something? No, you have to hook it up to a computer. So I had to suffer for an hour in Roswell with the docent of the Roswell Museum who kept saying, "Are you sure you don't want a picture with our little alien here?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to take my picture with a cardboard alien."
If there was a real alien, I'd jump on that. But
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, not a cardboard alien with a Roswell t shirt on. It's like, no, not my kind of deal.
I don't know. I would, dude. I don't know. If the iPhone was the last phone to buy, I would not have a phone because everyone that has them, they always have problems with them.
So, what are you going to trim, Ian?
I'm assuming dogs.
No, because you could trim weed, you could trim dogs, you could trim horse feet.
Well, he did say a farm, so I'd probably think horse feet. See, I could never work at a weed place.
Yeah, except you know what I've noticed, Danny? At least every time all 2 times I've gotten my phone upgraded, I've lost data. I mean, it's just like getting my computer upgraded. My son said he took everything off of the hard drive, the extra hard drive I got, and I think maybe things just got scrambled.
You have to departmentalize. Your phone is a phone. Your computer is your computer.
And now that it has terabytes,
Yep. You
Cuba.
store everything on your computer. The phone is you take a picture, you want it, you transfer it right then and there, as soon as you can.
Oh well, I got so mad at the what is it called, OneDrive, where it's supposed to upload. If you turn on the thing, it's supposed to upload your document. It's supposed to automatically save it.
Oh,
Forget
like
that.
Google.
I lost
What
3 chapters in my book because of that.
on which one? Google Drive?
Yeah, yeah,
Did you not sync it?
yeah. I synced it. It saved the one
Hmm.
after it. It saved the one before I wrote the 3 chapters, but not the 3 chapters. And I
Hmm.
always check to make sure that. But so I'll just save it myself from now on. Right?
See, I don't do stuff on Google Drive. I mean, I will make a file like with OpenOffice. I will save it to my computer and back it up to the drive. But I got four or five hard drives, so
Okay,
again,
Kevin has
again,
sent me the information.
again, everything is departmentalized.
Whoa,
I got
whoa.
a data drive, I got a movie drive, I got a map drive, I got my OS drive, got a game drive. Which, incidentally, did you know by putting your OS on a drive and only your OS, and then having a second hard drive to put all your programs on, your computer will run faster? Little newsy note. Sadly, can't do that on laptops, though, because it only has one hard drive.
Yeah, I have 2. I think that's how my stuff is set up.
Oh, well, no, because you could have a external.
No, I just have an external DVD reader writer thingy. Because when he put the computer together for me, I said, "Wait a minute, there's no disk drive thingy."
Yep, I still got I still got optical.
The whole world is not solid state, and it's where's my jacket?
I also have a 5 1/4, 3.5, and then a 3.5 LS120.
Remember the floppies?
Yeah, 5 1/4s. The actual floppies. My
Yeah.
favorite was the LS120 drive, though. It was a floppy drive that was 120 megabytes instead of 1.44. And they could still read the three and the regular floppies too.
Oh no, the lemons will come out of the closet.
Didn't Lemon already come out of the closet?
We had a lemon tree in one of the backyards of our house in California that grew like, I forgot what they were called, but they were like the size of a baseball. They were the biggest lemons I ever saw in my life.
Hmm.
I'm just hoping that I can keep my poor night blooming cereus alive. Although I have one fish tank that has really good dwarf sage growing in it. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I want some, let's see, they're called Chicago fig trees. Because they can grow in Chicago, so they can grow here.
I'm getting me a Japanese maple.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yep. In springtime, I'm getting it. And this time, I'm going to fortify it so those asshole lawn guys don't run it over like they did the white oak. How do you run over a 2-foot tall white oak?
Same way you
How do you not see that?
How do you, the same way you run into a 6-foot tall celery stalk? Not paying attention.
And the funny thing is I had blocks around it. They took the time to move the blocks. Oh, I almost killed them.
Yeah, we don't have lawnmower here. I remember when I moved to Texas, that was like one of the first things we had to buy. And that was when he came back.
Oh, damn.
And that was when that was after the city came and said we had to mow our lawn or they would charge us to mow our lawn. And yes.
It's gone again.
Wow, for living south of San Francisco in like metropolitan.
Yeah. What the hell, man? You got some janky ass internet in California. What? You got some guy rubbing two sticks together to make it work? I'd be getting on the phone telling them, you know what, you gotta give me a credit. I do that shit all the time.
Oh, that's right. He's in Tahoe.
Tahoe's still that's a tourist place. I would think they'd have an internet.
Yeah, I've seen 15-foot tall canna trees.
You want to know what the worst tree is? Goddamn crabapple tree. They should be wiped off the face of the earth.
Well, it would be nice to have trees here, but I'm not close enough to the river to have any cottonwoods or giant trees or anything. Well, my locusts are bigger, taller than the house, but.
Oh, locust tree. My parents have a shit ton of those too.
Well,
those are awesome. They got the bananas that fall. The banana pod seeds.
Yeah, I have 5 of them. And what was really cool is that since they're in front of the house, when Medicaid built my ramp, rather than having like a little 2-foot thing by the door, it's like 8 or 9 feet, so they could make the ramp go on the outside of the trees.
Danny, I don't care. I don't care if we got to get rid of apples to get rid of crab apples. I'd be happy with that.
I don't like the new Honeycrisp apples. I think they're gross.
Oh no, just crab apple trees. They suck. Dropping the cherry, the little
Crab
things
apples,
yeah, crab apples everywhere.
And then you step on them.
They get all over your car.
And all over the sidewalk.
Yeah. Dog tries to eat them. Stupid dog.
Well, except for like a pair of my sweatpants, one of my shirts, and I didn't go around the corner of the house. Karma's been pretty good, not chewing up things. I thought she was almost out of puppy stage, but obviously not. Yeah, my brother, when my parents lived in California, they lived on the edge of a canyon, and the pool was built like on stilts. And in the morning until like the afternoon, the sun would shine underneath the swimming pool area. And obviously my parents never went down there. My brother had a pretty good weed garden growing. I'm not sure how they found out about it, but my dad was mad. My mother said, "Oh, it's too bad we have to pull them all. They're so pretty." But I can't grow plants, so. $7.10, not $4.20. Well, I actually may have him end it because I should get some sleep before attempting to play with a 150-gallon tank. And because I have my own stream tomorrow and I need to take a nap before it.
Yeah, I was going to get going too soon.
And
Might
we
as well
have been
do it.
going for 3.5 hours. Yeah, if I could get a hold of him. But I expect to see some of you tomorrow, if even only for a second. And it's at not tomorrow, Sunday, or it's today Sunday. God, I don't even know what date today's Sunday.
Yeah, it's gonna be Monday or turning to Monday.
Yeah, it's still Sunday here. So for me, tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern time.
AM or PM?
AM, you've got to be joking. You should know me better.
Well, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
You didn't say.
No,
You gotta specify.
PM. And remember, it's story time. So if you have a story, you can come up and tell it.
Once at band camp? Oh wait, no.
No, for you, it's a story about a roundhouse.
I could probably find a story about a roundhouse to tell. Yeah.
You know, like when it was built, why, what kind of cargo or went through it, did people go on trains through it? Because it would be interesting kind of to know the background of like one of the roundhouses. Well, I think it would be interesting anyway. Okay, have a good one, Danny.
They are one of a kind buildings. I'll give you that.
Are Nola, are you in a shelter in place like Storm, or are we allowed to say it anymore? COVID? I
I
remember
just
nobody
say,
say
I
it.
just say Fauci virus.
Well, I texted him, so we'll see what happens. But we'll stay here until we go away.
Well, duh. Of course, we're gonna stay here until we go away.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
guess.
that's like slapping someone in the forehead, telling them to wake up and go to sleep.
I hate it when they do that in the hospital. Come on, come on. It's time to wake up. You got to take your sleeping pill or your pain medication. And it's like, I was dead asleep. I was feeling no pain. Now that you've woke me up, I'm
Yeah,
miserable. I can't get back to sleep.
that's when you have a fry pan next to you and you just smack the nurse in the head. Dink.
Okay, hang on. I just told him we're tired. Yeah, Omnicron. Wrecked a lot of Christmases and stuff for people.
You know, why is everyone so scared of it? It like it's killing nobody.
Because it's just, people are just, people are weird.
Oh my God! It's a normal flu. Run away.
Okay, we're saying goodnight. We're going. And hopefully I'll see all of you tomorrow, Monday, tomorrow.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
fun, y'all.
Take it easy, and we'll see you later. Remember to, let's see, like, subscribe, whatever. I never say that. So if you weren't subscribed, you probably wouldn't be here anyway. So thank you all for coming and watching the interview. And good night, everyone.